You know, I just cannot begin to tell you how bad I feel about the abrupt end to last night's stream. It's actually been such a long time since we've had internet issues. I don't know what exactly happened, but um, there are two conceivable possibilities. One is that it was just a random internet fuck up, and the other is that I was DDoSed. Hopefully, it's the former. But one way or another, I'm here for you now. I love being with you, and I can't wait to have this stream. Now, unfortunately, because the stream ended abruptly last night, that does mean there are donations for me to go over before the stream has even begun. But before we go over the donations that I must go over before the stream has even begun, I will have to begin the stream because something very funny happened. So there's this cop. If you've been on Twitter at some point over the past 24 hours, you've probably seen the video. And, I'm not going to preempt it. Let's just watch the video together, huh? How about we just watch the video together and we can come to our own conclusions following that? How about that? Does that sound good? Here, let's take a look. There she is.
I decided to come to the McDonald's at Love's on the Ford Avenue exit, and I waited in line to get my food. I had already done my mobile order so that, people don't pay for my stuff because I just always like to pay for it myself.
Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Cop, McDonald's, mobile order. All right.
But I'm on my way home from work. When I pull up to the window, they hand me my receipt, so I go to the second window to get my food.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting.
Uh-huh.
And so the girl comes to the window and asks me what my order was.
Uh-huh.
I repeat my order and my coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Order. And they ask me to pull up because my food's not ready. It's an English muffin meal with a hash brown and coffee.
Okay.
And
okay.
I mean, I hadn't eaten since I've been up for a very long time, but I haven't eaten.
We are really leading the story.
And I'm still waiting. And I'm still waiting. And they asked me to pull up. So I pull up forward, and a girl comes out with my coffee, and just the coffee. And she hands it to me.
Uh-huh.
And I have my window down. And that's all she hands me is the coffee. So I told her, I said, don't bother with the food because right now I'm too nervous to take it. It doesn't matter how many hours I've been up. It doesn't matter what I've done for anyone. Right now I'm too nervous to take a meal from McDonald's because I can't see it being made. I don't know what's going on with people nowadays, but please, just give us a break. Please just give us a break. I don't know how much more I can take. I've been in this for 15 years, and I've never, ever had such anxiety about waiting for McDonald's drive-thru food. So just have a heart, and if you see an officer, just tell them thank you. Because I don't hear thank you enough anymore. All I want is just my...
The thing she was going to say at the end was, all I want are my lynchings back. Because she's a cop, you see. Seriously, though, I have so much to say about this. Now, what may seem in a vacuum like a one-off viral video, I think this actually belies a lot of really important issues that I'm going to run through as quickly as I can because I feel like I could talk about this one clip for a literal hour. In fact, I know I could, because it is my job to talk. I am actually talented at that. So let's actually put this talent to use, okay? So, oh man. So first of all, I want to. This seems kind of fake. Can you confirm the source for me? This has led to a media shitstorm. Everything has been confirmed. The police department, the McDonald's, everything. Like this isn't just like a video. This has already involved the affirmation of larger organizations. So, I mean, it's happening. So, listen, okay? First of all, the first criticism that I'd like to address is this is one person having a nervous breakdown. And I agree, this does seem to be one person having a nervous breakdown. However, a person having a nervous breakdown can be relevant depending on the reasons why they're having a nervous breakdown and other socio-political, contextual, considerations that one must make around that nervous breakdown. If this was just one woman who was a cop who just lost her shit one day, I wouldn't mind too much. Right now on the internet, there are tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of people who are mobilizing behind the injustice that this poor woman has experienced. I have seen people posting the phone numbers of that McDonald's. I have seen people talking about how this is why the police don't trust people anymore. I've seen people talking about how they need to put this franchise out of business. I've seen people losing their shit. Which means that even if this one individual woman is just having a catastrophically stupid day, it's happening in the context of a larger political conversation. So let's talk about that. First of all, so issue number one, it seems like they got her order wrong. Who here has had a drive-through fast food place get their order wrong? Have you had that happen to you? I know it's rare. It's very infrequent, occurrence over there. Now I tell you, decades of my life spent in fast food drive-thrus. How often do they fuck up orders? Really? Well, surely the only reason why she might have experienced a slightly longer than usual delay and then only a coffee, it could only be the product of what? Exactly. What is she accusing that franchise of? Because the way I read it was poison. She said, I don't trust you enough to take that Egg McMuffin because I didn't see it getting made. That's the implication that I got. Now, first of all, even from her own account, there is no evidence whatsoever, none whatsoever, to suggest that any bias went into her order being late. None whatsoever. I mean, even from her own description, if she had said something like, I rolled up to the window and then like the girl spat at me, or she was like, oh, you fucking pig, or something like that, if that's what had happened, then maybe I could think like, okay, well, whatever. Then let's argue about the legitimacy of being mean to the police, okay? Maybe. But even this woman, even this highly upsettable human being made no such mention, which leads me to believe there's no evidence whatsoever, even from her end of things, that she was being treated unfairly. That's point one. Point two, I want you guys to really think for a second. She didn't trust that Egg McMuffin conceptually because she was worried, she didn't trust it because she didn't see it being made. What the fuck did she think was going to happen to that food? Let's really think about the potential consequences of poisoning food being given to an officer. I want you to really think about that. Really think about that. Now, rationally, especially if you were a police officer, because you're fully aware of like the criminal, element to this, if you believed that, you would be willing to believe that a person working minimum wage in McDonald's would be willing to risk decades of their life in prison on the scant chance of potentially inconveniencing, injuring, or otherwise harming a random officer with whom they never actually spoke, because the people who make the food at McDonald's are not the people who serve you the food at the fucking window. The people on the line at McDonald's are just like burger patty, Burger Patty. Like, they don't fucking know. And then the people at the front call out the orders and they fill it. They don't go like, hey, there's a cop coming in for this order. I want you to make that Egg McMuffin with extra semen. That doesn't, and I mean, if that did happen, then you would go to jail for a very, 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 very long time. I mean, that's poisoning, you know? Also, it's gross. Don't do that. Don't come in the Egg McMuffins, guys. But all of this is largely tangential, okay? Because if we actually look at the available evidence, you know, whatever minute evidence, whatever bar, whatever standard is being set by this video, it's pretty obvious nothing happened, but this woman is freaking out about it anyway. Which brings me to the actual issue with this, because I don't particularly care if one of the, 700,000 cops in this country is kind of wonky. I don't particularly care that much. You know what I do care about? The fragility. Because while this one woman may be an anomaly, the hyper willingness with which she is ready to assume the world is against her is indicative of broader police behavior. This is something fairly unique to American cops, or at least this doesn't happen as much in Europe, but there's an attitude in the police in America that you are the wolves, you are the predators, and the people, the civilians, are prey. You are the shepherd, you guide the flock, you occupy a neighborhood, you investigate crimes, you keep people safe, you keep the weak safe. You are the arbiter, you are the warrior. Warrior training. It's an actual thing. If you guys actually want to look it up, I think there was a really good documentary on it. There's this genre of police training that teaches cops death worship. Killology, that's right. You ain't never lived till you taken the life of a man. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to be the bridge between this world and the afterlife? Let me tell you folks, after you've killed, the next fuck you have is going to be the best fuck you've ever had in your life. John Oliver talked about that. Go watch that John Oliver segment. It's fucking psychotic. It's actually fucking insane. It's a real thing. If you want like a deep dive into it, go watch Cody's show or go watch John Oliver. They probably did a better and more thorough look into it than I ever could over the course of my impromptu live stream. It is fucking crazy. They don't do that in other countries. I'm serious. And the police unions defended that guy too. The guy who was doing all those training seminars. That motherfucker is running around doing another training seminar every single goddamn day. He's like a virus across America. And even though not every cop has been trained by that guy, probably not even close, the mentality behind that training is prominent in American police. And it is not a mentality of a civil servant which overlooks a neighborhood. It is the mentality of an occupying military force. It is a mentality which sows dissent, which sows discontent between the police and the people the police are meant to protect. So when the police are running their rounds, driving around in their car, stopping, checking up on people, they don't think, oh, here I am, a civil servant here to do my job. Oh, yes, my job is significantly less dangerous than that of a cab operator or of a pizza delivery driver. They think, I am the fucking law. I am the line. I am the line between civilization and chaos. Every moment I spend out occupying this area is another moment my life could be taken from me, but goddamn it, if they try, I will not be the one to go into the night alone. That is, I swear to you, I swear to God, that is what these motherfuckers are thinking 98% of the time, okay? I swear to God, okay? I swear, it's true. All data backs it up. All data. Find it. All data, it's true. Find it. I'm not even going to show the data because the plurality of data is so obviously in my favor here. Can't be good for your health? 40%, baby. This scares me. Not because this woman's insane level of fragility is scary. In and of itself, it's actually really pathetic. But the mentality, the immediate, like, I got a wrong order at McDonald's. I can't do this anymore. This is why people don't trust us no more. That willingness to ascribe every slight as a militant objection to policing as an institution, Man, it's some wild shit. It is some wild, wild shit. There's the the problems with the police in this country. It's not just policy. It's not just the stuff they do. It's the way they think. Um, it's the reason why so often we hear he felt his life was being threatened. It's the reason why cops in America don't ever try to de-escalate. You know who you don't de-escalate with? You don't de-escalate with military combatants. Police de-escalate, but American police do not. And the reason for this, fundamentally, I think at a very, very, very like base level, is because I think cops believe that if you challenge them or if you pose a threat to them, their legal exemption means that your life is forfeit. Like, that's it. Like, you've done it. You crossed the thin blue line. And that's what it means. If you've ever actually wondered what the thin blue line refers to, the full, like, title, I guess, the full phrase is, you know, the thin blue line between us and them. That police are the wall between us and criminality, anarchy. Now, in reality, of course, the existence of the police, as it stands, is not a bulwark. They are not the fucking northern wall that the fucking Game of Thrones dudes man to prevent the winter or whatever, okay? They're civil servants who engage in a wide variety of police tactics, which are exorbitantly expensive and do not actually decrease crime. And their existence, at least as evidenced by, you know, the New York City Police Department taking a few weeks off and crime rates actually, you know, staying pretty much the same or even decreasing in some cases, don't seem to be as necessary to the functionality of our society as some seem to believe they are. So that's all I really have to say. It's just, there's something deeply unsettling about, I will nuke all you letters. Stop. Now, actually, you know what? I'll leave it in the VOD. Eat shit. I think that this woman and the support that she is seeing on social media is deeply frightening. So I hope, and I encourage all of you to get on this, that we all make fun of her as aggressively as possible. And we make fun of everybody who is trying to turn this into some sort of victimized police narrative. The police, the most perpetually victimized. God, man. I wish I remember the details of this story. I wish I remember. Can somebody fill me in? Do you remember? It was a town in America, and there was a cop. That cop had a lot of infractions against him, but as is often the case in police departments, they didn't really care. And he killed a man. I think it was a homeless person. Was it point blank rubber round? I don't entirely remember the details. This cop killed a person. And they were suspended. And in response to their suspension, the police from that department, almost all of them, marched. And they had signs up that said, I am, and then the name of that police officer. A cop got suspended for murder. And the rest of the police department marched to defend their right to murder homeless people with absolutely no provocation. The whole department. I forget the name of the cop. Does anyone remember? Maybe this has happened more than once. I'm remembering one specific instance, but the police don't want to protect American citizens. The police don't want to uphold the law. If they wanted to do either of those things, they wouldn't be behaving the way they're behaving now. What police want is limitless power. That is what the police want. That is the only thing they want. The police as an institution want to be able to drive into the low-income districts of whatever city they happen to squat in, like an occupying force, and just murder people. Not for fun, necessarily, but because it's a reification of their authority. because they want to be able to roll into a neighborhood and know full well that anyone who approaches their car too quickly or with their hands in suspicious places can be, with full legal justification, pumped full of lead. That is what the police want. All of their behavior leads into this and nothing else. There is no justification otherwise. Paul Joseph Watson tweet? Yeah. I feel like I'm just getting preachy, so we all know what the cops are like. Here we go. Yes, Paul Joseph Watson, conservatism is the new punk rock. She's actually extremely anxious over her food being poisoned because of the currently vitriolic hate towards police officers. Damn, dude, she should have just shot all the fucking people working at that McDonald's, dude. Anytime any food order is ever late to a police officer, yeah, that's a poisoning case right there. And if they're trying to poison an officer, that basically is murder. And if it's basically murder, she should be able to just fucking kill them as self-defense, right? Like, why not, right? Maybe cops should just be able to do drive-bys on fast food places, because there's no way they can prove that there aren't people in there trying to brew up poison for cops. I mean, why not, right? Since we're ignoring, like, probable cause or even, like, you know, the presumption of innocence. What the fuck? There is a monster within me that is stirring. I've had enough of this. I see that shit I see this all the time, dude, on Twitter. These, like, super mad LARPers. It's so fucking cringy every time. How many times have you seen a tweet saying something along the lines of this? They can't keep doing this to us anymore. This is over the line. This was the last fucking straw. They'll be seeing me and people like me any day now. How many times have you seen that exact tweet, just phrased very differently? Every single one of these motherfuckers, they have, like, their fucking Mawson, like, up on the wall, and they're, like, the next day, like, they're ready to go out, you know? And then, like, what happens? BLM rallies continue to gain unprecedented nationwide support, up to, like, 80% now. Trump is increasingly less and less likely to win the upcoming election. Did you hear, according to Bolton's book, Donald Trump actually reached out to Xi Jinping for help getting reelected? I wonder how the tankies feel about that one. Oh, confirmed by the police department she is not a cop? Is that true? Then why are then what is she, a mall security guard? That makes it worse. I saw a person saying that the police department had responded. I didn't realize they had responded to Wait, she is indeed a cop? Don't lie to me. You little Weasley shits. BuzzFeed News is actually a pretty reliable source. Sheriff's deputy made a tearful video about her McDonald's order and it went viral. Yeah, Georgia's sheriff's deputy. Yeah, okay. This is a deputized individual. You almost got me. BuzzFeed reliable? Actually, BuzzFeed News is actually a really reliable site. BuzzFeed is not, but BuzzFeed News actually does really, really good work. I guess technically sheriffs aren't cops. The culture is pretty shared between the sheriff's department and the police department. But yeah, I mean, if you want to be hyper-technical about it. Yeah, this does feel like a Georgia story. Look. Richmond Hill PD. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's loading, but it's being super slow to load. Uh-oh, my excellent musical impression. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this makes sense. Here. Richmond Hill Police Department. We've received multiple phone calls and messages about a video that was posted by a female officer. This officer in the video does not work for nor represent the Richmond Hill Police Department. Yeah. We've contacted the agency she works for. Yeah, the sheriff's department. So she works for the sheriff's department, not the police department. Do you guys know the difference? Are you aware? Police departments have jurisdiction over a city, and the police chief is appointed, whereas sheriff's departments look over a county, and they are actually elected. The sheriff is elected. But there is a pretty strong overlap, but obviously culture-wise between. Why have both? Well, because city limits don't don't get the entirety of, like, the county. Have you ever noticed that when you're driving along on the freeway, you always see sheriff's department cars? Because you're not in the city, but you're just in the county. So sheriff's department tend to handle more, like, peripheral matters, but there is a fair amount of overlap. Yeah, sheriffs do tend to be a little bit more accountable because they're directly elected by the people. Yeah. She's not elected, she's a deputy. No, she's not elected. The sheriff is elected. Not every single fucking person in the sheriff's department. Are sheriffs bastards? Nah, they're still basically cops. Yeah. They are better, though. Aren't there county police? County police is sheriffs. Because they're still police. Is there a difference? There are sheriffs police. Have the same law enforcement powers as a police officer. Technically, well, police just means cities and sheriff just means counties. So technically, police doesn't mean sheriff, but they're like the same. Yeah, you know? Let's just say it's complicated. Yeah, it's fairly complicated. Whatever the case may be, every criticism that I made of the behavior of that woman, completely unaffected by the fact that she is of the sheriff's department instead of the police department. It's not actually affected. Oh, man. You keep talking about police reform. Are you not a police abolitionist? Well, I'm also an anarchist, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try and reform the state on the way towards the abolition of the state. I don't think those things are mutually exclusive. Anyway, we all learned a fun lesson today. What about state police? Well, those ones are for the state. What do you want? Jesus. All right, we learned a lot today. I think we all grew from this experience. Do you feel growth? Do you feel like you have benefited from this? I hope you do. Lock the mic stand. It is locked, believe it or not. I damaged one of the joints, unfortunately. Just like me own knees. Sorry.
I decided.
All right, we're back at it. So wait, what did we learn? Well, we mostly talked about the mentality of the police officer, or I guess the sheriff's deputy. Woo! There we go. That should fix it a little bit. There we go. That fixed it a little bit. We did it, team. Nicely done. All that being done, I think it's finally time for us to descend to the appropriate light level for our Alien Isolation streams. Hello and welcome back to this, the night mode Vosh stream. Welcome. 4,000 people. That is crazy. Well, this is a video game stream, so if you aren't interested in watching me brave one of the best horror games over the past decade, then you can fuck off right now. But first we have to do donos, of course. Though I will admit there were a few people in chat who were saying some astonishingly stupid things, and I'm a little curious how well they could defend those positions over voice chat, but we'll address that shortly. I'm going to run through these yesterday donos very quickly. Would I debate Brenton Lengel? Haven't I debated? I literally have debated Brenton Lengel. That has happened. Yeah, that was the anarchist friend of Caleb Maupin. They came on and the conversation was thoroughly unproductive, if any of you guys remember that one. Yeah, yeah. Zephyr, duly noted. Lazy Peasant, thanks to $10. I don't know that much about Christopher Hitchens, to be perfectly honest. My apologies. Platinum Mad with the 75 UU from Uruguay. Hey Vosh, why do you never talk about Uruguay? We're based as fuck. Social security, trans law, gay marriage, legal weed. We've been doing co-ops ages ago. Love. I actually have a few data points from Uruguay that I need to add to the research document. But the main reason is because you're not from America and therefore you're not real. Sorry. Hoo-hoo. Shreksmith with a very, very kind $20. And also Gankmaster69 with a very, very kind $20. I am familiar with Bad Mouse Productions, and nicely done. Happy birthday, Shreksmith. Glad you got to spend time with Che Guevara, however that happens. To KT with the incredibly kind $50. Hey, Vosh, you often talk about the importance of local politics. Just curious if you ever checked out Represent Us. Keep it up, King. Heard of it. Never checked it out myself, unfortunately. Just not something that I've gotten around to. Remember, do as I say, not as I do, okay? When I say involve yourself in local politics, I mean you should do it. And what I should do is live stream and then eat bagels when I'm not live streaming. That's the big distinction there, That's just how it works, baby. Thank you. Lanty, thanks for the $5. Glad you enjoyed. Pants, thank you very much for the $5. Stay safe out there in the desert. Alexander with the tier 1 sub. Casey Neal, you're very based. Lesbian Bella, I will be debating Nick videos on the 26th. I still have not prepared for that debate because I don't know anything about TikTok or Nick videos, but I'll get around to that. DeGiaro with the $5. Thank you. It's true. Pokemon bad. What are your thoughts about Destiny saying, go back to your country to son? I thought it was pretty racist, favorites, but I don't think Destiny is racist. It just made a racist, edgy joke. I think that if he just acknowledged, like, I guess that was a bit yikes, sorry, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but I don't know. He probably disagrees. Thank you very much, Henson66, for enjoying it very, very much. Mitch Storm, my autism affects me to the extent that it annoys the fuck out of my girlfriend when I'm not streaming, and I'm otherwise pretty well composed. I got to get all my autism juice out when I'm not streaming. Alex R and Chaos, thank you both very much for the $3. I have not seen ReZero, and I never will because I am not a degenerate and I have had sex. Kung Fu Carrot with the $2. I'm very sorry to hear that, comrade. Yue Kuze Kurosawa with the 50 pesos, an interesting combination of names and currencies. The Nazi projection on Hypno stuff would explain the weird videos about gender fluidity with Ronald Reagan economics on Pornhub. Hilarious stuff. That sentence was so strange I actually stumbled over it multiple times. Maybe. I have not seen any Ronald Reagan economics Pornhub gender videos, but I'm sure they're cool. Maybe? I'm not really sure. Kinky Joe Shannon, thank you very, very much for the $2. Maybe I'll play Yakuza 0. Never know. Why Guy and El Cal with the $5. Most conservatives don't consciously lie. They're just, like, blinded by pride, I think, for the most part. I don't think most people think themselves to be malicious. I'll take a look at The Loneliest Wolf, and So Noted Windleby Dazzler. I'll take a look at those games. Malkavon at the $10. I always prefer... I don't really have a preference between Patreon subs and website subs, but I do love everyone being here in chat during streams because I love spending time with all of you, so that's generally going to be my preference. Hell yes. Roovmo with the tier 1 sub. I responded to that one last stream. Onkelos, thank you very much for the $2. May's father, if you're a lefty, you can invest as much money in the market as you want. People are going to be doing it anyway. Might as well be powerful and wealthy as a lefty rather than let all the power and money go towards people who do not share our politics. But right now, I do not have any money invested, though I plan on doing it at some point in the future. Vasilikais with the incredibly kind $10. Yes, the TikTok teens are with me. It is a little bit weird, though, when I go to my TikTok account, which now has like 40,000 followers. Thanks, guys. And that was fast, like a week, 40,000 followers. Jeez. And I see like the mentions that I have, and like it's like little 13-year-olds talking about how they like want to marry me or something. It's a little weird, champ. I'm not blaming them. I mean, God knows when I was 13, I was thirsting after adults, but it does mean that I have to thoroughly distance myself from all of these individuals. You know, I can't acknowledge them in any way, shape, or form. Oh, don't wait. Well, who are you weird champing, me or them? I just received the ads. I didn't do anything, and it's not their fault. I mean, again, like, if you're young, I don't think there's anything wrong with thirsting them. Okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with thirsting after older people. Though I will admit, it is a little weird the flagrancy with which they are willing to sexualize. You know? Like, I don't know. Even if I was, like, thirsting for, like, an older... Actually, I guess that's not really true. Because, guys, like, if you're 14 years old, like, if you're a 14-year-old boy and you were like, oh my god, Taylor Swift is so hot. Like, that's fine, right? But I guess to some of them, I'm Taylor Swift because I'm a large public figure. So when they refer to me, it's just like an abstract concept of a public figure rather than like an individual. I am exactly like Taylor Swift in many ways. I'll commit to that comparison 100%. Anyway, yeah, just gotta keep on track. I am Taylor Swift. I am actually Taylor Swift. Yeah, I am Taylor Swift. Yeah, they don't think I'm there. It's actually really interesting sociologically because I know for a fact that when they type the very strange stuff that they type sometimes in like comments, they don't think I'm ever going to see it, you know? And I know that because I've been on the other side of that kind of interaction. So, Bob Ross and Cruz Ingalls, the $2. Thank you very much. Mythaldo, thanks for the gift of tier 1 sub. Katya with the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. What are your thoughts on the Rothschild and Rockefeller families? I don't know. They're powerful, wealthy, and influential families, but I don't think they have any more of a conspiratorial bent than any other like wealthy, powerful family, you know? Powerful Moose, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I'm glad that the monkey gang has arrived. And Hard Farter with the very kind $10. Thank you very much. Ooh, this one's the best. Oh, this one's the best one, I think. Because you edited the lighting in. This is actually really good. Holy shit. Can I save this? I might tweet this later. I'm going to save this to tweet it after the debate. Oh, dude, if we fucking debate Striker and Enoch and then I tweet this, all right, I'm saving that one for sure. That one's mine. That's going in my uncringe compilation. I'm. What's the opposite of a camera click? It's the camera slurp. You know, I'm absorbing the uncringe energy. True, you and the epic. Shenanigans, the $5. Very, very true. Egg McMuffins, a contentious food item for sure. What if she had trust issues because the person who brought the coffee out was a black teen? I would love some confirmation, some racialized like confirmation there. Because it would make it so much funnier, you know. Pooh Trump with a very kind 100 pesos donation. Hey Vosh, if you want info on existing co-ops, maybe look up Pascual in Mexico. Third biggest soda company in the country and has been going strong since the 80s. Hello from Mexico. Email me. I will never remember. But thank you so much. Please do email me. That sounds interesting. I love looking at that data. Okay, we have now caught up. We are now at the donations that have been made today, which I might as well get through as quickly as I can. I really appreciate all the incredible support. And you can tell that I appreciate it because I never quite know how to respond to the generosity my fans show me. I generally don't actually have like a super, well put together response. You guys are just so kind. I don't really know what to say. My goodness. Bobby3 with the $10. Enjoy this. It's a hilarious parody of right-wing discourse. Oh, I saw that. Hey, has anyone else been getting this shit with their ad blocker? When you open up a YouTube video, it does this like weird ad that you have to skip, but it's like a white. Okay, it's not just me. Okay, so YouTube's up their shit. All right. I have seen this video, The Agenda, but I can't watch a 15-minute video on stream. I have seen it. It is funny. I have seen. I enjoy it. Hit you block Origin? I haven't for like 2 years now. Why would I commit to that now? The God Emperor, yeah, there was that story about the cops complaining about them being poisoned by milkshakes, but then it was complete fake news, but people like Andy Ngo and fucking Crowder ran with it anyway. They do this every goddamn time. Like, for example, remember that cop was killed like 2 weeks ago, and everyone online blamed it on Antifa, and then it turns out the cop was killed by far-right people? Remember that? That just came out? They were actually killed by 2 militant, like, far-right people? It was fake? Well, no, the cop is dead, but it wasn't due to Antifa super soldiers. Can you talk about what you didn't like about the recent Chapo episode? No spoilers, Flying Ice Wizard. I'm afraid not. That's going to have to be its own stream. Thanks, Ephemeral, with the tier 1 sub. My Bluebird with a very kind $10. Saying the police are over-militarized is a bit far. The military actually has levels of escalation before shooting people. True! The military... soldiers are actually held to much stricter rules of engagement. Than police officers are. Seriously, if you're a soldier in like Afghanistan or something, you have to abide by rules of engagement because you can literally cause an international incident with unwarranted violence. You can like literally like world governments like are involved in this. But if you're a police officer, a couple black people got shot. Whoops, get transferred to another department. Record wiped clean. Oh, they start again. Oh no. Oh no. Also, that I feared for my life shit just doesn't go as far in the military, because in the military, it's hard to make that claim credibly when killing civilians when you have, like, a tank next to you, you know? Like, it does happen. I'm just saying, like, I swear to God, when a cop says, like, I feared for my life, and there's, like, a 12-year-old black boy on the ground, everyone will be like, oh, okay, I get it. They're very scary. It's a very scary corpse. But over in the military, if you have, like, 20 men in body armor and like, helmets with rifles marching down a road with like a fucking armored personnel carrier that you're all like hopped on the back of, like, and then like some kids or civilians approach you or whatever, you know, like, oh, I fear my life, you know, like, there's a greater degree of scrutiny, and yet Trump will still pardon them. Well, yeah, of course, it's pretty much open season on war crimes right now. My Bluebird with the $10. Thank you. Police be like, I'm not racist. My wife's eye is black. Nice meme. That's a good one, actually. Save that one for Twitter. Derek, very sorry, comrade, but no can do. Thanks to the $5. And Costco with the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Sake Tanuki with the $20. That police officer should have been thanking the Mickey D's staff. Every second they kept her there was 1 second where she wasn't attacking unarmed black people. True, the longer you're waiting through the waiting in the drive-through line, the less time you have to be viciously assaulted by 11-year-olds with like finger guns, you know? So if anything, they were saving her. Jamie ABG, thanks for the 20 fake Australian dollars. Australian cops are so much better. If you're fucking around, they'd rather have a fight one-on-one with you before arresting you. Worst case, if you're bad in public and are trying to fight people. Yeah, American cops are uniquely terrible. 100%. Also, yeah, if you're a cop and you're like, if there's some dude fucking freaking out or something, why wouldn't you want to like body slam them? Like cops are A, large, B, have had training, C, are armored, like, and they have backup. Like, if you see, like, why shoot? Why not do the suplex? You know, it's a lot more ethical and it's funnier. Costco, thanks to the $5. It's okay. Sometimes there's nothing to be said, just the love we share in our hapless gaze. Philip English, one day you will find the strength to swim off Turf Island. I believe in you. Radicor Viewer, she likes her coffee like she likes her slaves. Keep the edge on my channel. Hack Crazy with the $5. Just want to bring about the white name genocide. Well, donating $5 doesn't do that. Subscribing does that, but I appreciate the sentiment. Crispy with the $2. Surely crime rates went down when the police were gone because there were no police to record those crimes. The crimes would still be happening, right? Well, that's the thing. We don't actually know, but society didn't get any worse. And the number of people who were called in to respond to violent crimes didn't increase when the New York City Police Department took their break, which means that the essential crimes police respond to were either not affected or actually went down. And this is the argument I would make, you could probably actually make crime a lot better if you stopped arresting people for the sort of shit nobody would ever call the cops on people for anyway. Like, a lot of the crime rate going down was people not being arrested for drug use, you know? That's a good thing. Like, that's a, like, if cops are, it's like, oh, well, the reason why crime went down is because cops weren't catching people for smoking weed. Like, yeah, good, great, nice, fantastic, woo, we did it. Congrats. I mean, we could just legalize weed, but just taking the cops off the street, right? As long as police are responding to shit like rape and murder and stuff like that, I mean, that's valid use of the police, but in other respects, it's actually a really complicated thing. I might do a full stream on that incident one day. Okay, we gotta hurry up. This Sath with the $15. Thank you so much. I'm happy I was able to help you get better at arguing. I really appreciate that, comrade. And 251 with the $10. Yes, I have seen that. Yeah, U.S. police departments receiving counterterrorism training from Israel. Especially that excellent one of the, what was it? What was it? The Georgia state legislator being trained by Sacha Baron Cohen. Remember that? You guys remember that bit, right? We've all seen that bit, right? Oh, you guys have all seen. Wait, hypers, if you know what I'm talking about. You have to know what I'm talking about. Oh, there are people who don't know. Oh, no. Hold on. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. This is infinitely more important than anything that's else is going on right now. This is infinitely more important. It is literally impossible for there to be anything more important than this specific. Here we go. Hold on. Okay, we're doing it. No spoilers. This is Sacha Baron Cohen, and he's doing the thing he always does, which is where he dresses up as a character, and then he dupes people who are being filmed into believing that he's not an actor, and he's actually doing a thing. Make the video large? I can't, copyright purposes. Okay, where's the... Hold on, wait. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Just it's the whole season is good, but that one bit got viral. The actual elected representative, by the way, he didn't think it was a bit. He just thought he was being recorded for like an Israeli like fucking training thing. Spoony Duder with the $5. It's true. The anarcho-monkeyist chapter in the community is growing much stronger, and I do fear for my life. You know. Debt with the incredibly generous $50 donation. Thank you so fucking much, comrade. I really appreciate that. Howdy, have some money I just got from my recent paycheck. Even in PT, they got me working, but for now you are taxpayer funded. I work for the state. Thank you, comrade. It's basically like Donald Trump himself is giving me those $50. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Seriously. Stay strong and stay safe. Elias Feldstad with the 55 kroner. Yeah, I will be talking to Big Joel at some point, I'm sure. They're pretty nice. Very true, Giorgio Strellos. Crazy with the tier 1 sub. Thank you. Wrong button, yeah. Bray the Bookish Bohemian with the $13. Thank you very much. First Dono, just to remind everyone that the guy who ran those garbage warrior training seminars had the last name Grossman. Sometimes the, God preempts character a little bit. Excuse me. Aiden Rex, the $5. Nice job representing the Anarcho Monkey Gang. Chaos, any cool anime you're looking forward to? What is your least and most favorite anime? Most favorite anime is Fully Cooley. Least favorite anime is, oh, come on, you guys know what it is. I'm forgetting right now. I'm not really looking forward to anything right now, though. I'm afraid. Wojek with the 20 Canadian dollars. Thank you so goddamn much. Any suggestions on media to better depict an ANCAP dystopia? Honestly, I would suggest, Elfin Lee, that was it. Subnautica. Subnautica takes place in like the company that you work for is like a hyper ANCAP company. Liberals, very true. All cops are Karens. Thank you. What's up? Cowboy Ruby with tier 2 sub. Thank you very, very much, comrade. Sargon of ACAB with the $10. Bolton's also says Trump agreed with Xi on the Uyghur camps. He signed a bill condemning the camps today. Yeah, no shit. Do you seriously think Trump would give a fuck about Muslims being genocided in concentration camps? Like, in what world would that be a thing that he cares about? Yeah, I saw that, J Master. Hardly the first time he's denied mass death. And Jamie ABG with the 10 Australian. I have not heard about the FBI helping 2 days ago in Australia's biggest drug raids. I don't know. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they they ran out of like black leaders to kill over here. All right, there are more donos, but I got to take a break on those right now because we are 47 fucking minutes into the stream and we have not yet once laid our fingers on the WASD keys that are necessary for movement in the one, the only Alien Isolation, the game that I am currently going to be playing right now as soon as I hit the button that starts the game. Haha. Let's go. Baby. Have you heard of the hangings in California? Yep, and they are real. There are 100% black people being hanged. 100% black people being hanged. They're being lynched. Oh, just nooses hanging off trees. Black people during a time of massive racial unrest just must be a suicide. Those are 100%. Those are 100% lynchings. The reason the cops are labeling them suicides is because they don't want to call themselves out. They know who are there, okay? They were present. It was a community event. It's true. When will you play Tonight We Riot? Whenever the fuck I want. Yeah, that's how black people commit suicide, by the way. They string themselves up from trees on nooses. That's the classic suicide method of young black men. What do I think about the Aunt Jemima thing? Here's my hot take. I was about to tweet it, but then I didn't, because Twitter is for calm and Stream is for edgy, okay? You know who they should replace Aunt Jemima with? Candace Owens. Both of them are era-appropriate icons of black people, black women being subservient to whites. It's actually so fitting. You could just have like her head or like a bust of her upper body or something, and that could be it. It's actually perfect. Because back in those days, the submissive domestic black woman working under white supremacy was like the maid, and now it's like the Republican leaning, like grifty political agitator who goes up there and says, I love black people, which is why I'm so concerned about 1350. You know, that's like the gist. Can I tweet that? You tweeted, fucking yeah, you get in trouble, okay? The blacks are already mad at me. They're still mad at me from the fucking black nationalism arc. PJW is literally a white supremacist now. Check his tweets. Yeah, no shit. That's something we should be happy about, by the way. That's something we should be happy about. Okay. Why? Oh, obviously. The ability for people like Paul Joseph Watson to remain relevant in the dominant political sphere is their ability to remain mask on, at least very slightly. The thinnest veneer of civility and of egalitarianism is the only thing that allows them to be taken seriously by normies. If they abandon that and go full-on mask off, while that may be fun and great for their audience, it denies them the ability to meaningfully outreach to new communities. Or at least it severely hampers it. Typically speaking, going full... Sorry about that. I got a weird error message that just closed the screen, but we're back now. Sorry. Been getting that for Steam games a little bit lately, but we're back now. Back at it again. Oh boy. Thanks, Briley19. I love you too. Zach Clemens with the $5. Thanks for helping me move my boomer parents towards socialism. No problem. I'm just in it for myself, baby. Now I can buy all the nice underwear that I want. I spent $360 on MeUndies underwear today. which I'm not guilty about. What kind did you get? Oh, you know, boxer briefs. Is that legit? Yeah, what? Yeah, want me to show you a fucking PayPal receipt? Don't tell them, they'll get mad. Oh, they're mad. Hey, that's the greatest boon that comes along with streaming success. Having rich people underwear. It's not rich people underwear, honestly. You all could have it. Pretty expensive, though. Should I bring in a ratty pair to show them how much you needed them? That feels a little bit demeaning. For me to show my, like, old underwear? Does that not feel a little bit... How comfy are these expensive-ass underwear? Unfathomably. Did you see Ethan posting about how Keemstar is a white supremacist? Yeah, and then all the Keemstar fans just responded with videos of Ethan doing like a face mask or something. I saw that. I should pay the mods in bougie undies? Yeah, maybe I should. 4510.
We're outside Sevastopol. Marlowe and Foster woke up first.
I will not be playing Pathologic 2 on stream. It's just not the right game.
Oh well, this has got to break quarantine.
Oh well, thanks, Jakey Z. I doubt it'll pan, but...
Marlowe's ship. She's Marlowe's wife. And things got heated, and Meek's got a bloody nose. So, I don't know. Maybe the doctors will give her the all clear and things can get to normal. But if they sniff it out when we get on board, I don't want any...
Do not bring in the underwear, Hyena.
Marlowe doesn't pay nearly enough for that kind of noise.
PJW literally said systemic racism doesn't exist unless it's against whites. Unfortunately, that's a pretty common position for, like, Republicans. I feel like that's the average Republican opinion today. 4510. So far, I have to say, the game mechanic for remembering codes and inputting them has been very useless so far. It's literally just like a room will have a computer with a highlighted code on it and like a door or a lockbox or something like that, you know? There's no like inventiveness or having to remember or having to discern the code from the environment. It's literally highlighted in the computer text. Is Leafy is here really a Nazi? Definitely a reactionary. I don't think Leafy's a Nazi, though. I mean, not... True, Zan. No, NRB, I didn't blow up the ship. I rerouted power from the generator to fry one of the areas that the aliens had made a nest in. I'm bootin'. Oh, is that true, Zan? Huh. I didn't know that, actually. Would the world have been better off without Leafy's here? I literally don't know what Leafy's here is. Oh, wait. We have to turn the game volume way down. My bad. I forgot. This game's super loud. Yes, I have played Enter the Dungeon. Ooh. Vibrutin. All that for one door, huh?
Ricardo, in case you're hearing me, got the Unisador's basic power systems back online. Doors should be open. Hopefully some light. Still no sign of Marlowe.
Hey, Ripley. Welcome to the Unisadora.
Who the fuck are you?
Marlowe? Where are you, Marlowe?
Marlowe.
Thanks for switching the power back on. You saved me a job. I only needed it offline temporarily. I had some things to fix.
Don't post cringe. You piece of shit. Talking all menacingly. Heard something about Keemstar being a fascist. Guys, Keemstar is basically alt-right. His original channel got deleted for hate speech. That dude used to say the N-word like it was fucking candy back in his old channel. And also he's a fan of the kill stream. The kill stream.
Maybe you want to join my crew. Plenty of free spots.
Ripley, Mahler double-crossed me. He said he'd give me all the dishes he had on the creek.
One day,
so I'd
Posada
take it to the
Strong.
company, but he...
Taylor? Taylor! Marlowe, what are you doing?
What no one else seems prepared to do. Come find me, Ripley. I got something for you.
Hey, what? Oh! Everyone on the ship is a fucking asshole! Yeah, the sound design in this game is pretty incredible. Didn't his channel get deleted because he bullied kids on Halo 3? I think that might have been related to the N-word. We need, we're missing, what is that ingredient? Blasting cap. We're always out of the fucking blasting cap. Also, well, as much fun as I'm having with this game right now, if we do end up getting some, especially contentious and big-brained right-leaning people who are interested in talking, well, let me know.
This is Marshal Waits of Sevastopol. Officially, I should deny your request to dock. Sevastopol is currently being decommissioned, and I can't compromise security for unscheduled vessels. However, in the light of the property you found, I will allow a small number of your crew to dock via a short-range shuttle. I must remind you that Sevastopol is entitled to a cut of any reward for return of said property once it's on station. Let me know your decision. Waits out.
Thanks, Sonny Jan. Okay, so the Anisadora, that was the ship that found the alien merch, or the alien, eggs, and brought them back here. There's a centrist in Collins chat? What does that even mean? Nobody's a centrist. There's no such thing. Oh yeah, Ghost of FDR. This was like a hub for the solar system. I'm pretty sure this place had a fuck ton of people living in it. Oh, I'm 100% gonna play Resident Evil 8 when it comes out. You kidding me? Yeah, with all the fun I had in RE7? Have I seen this Anti-ContraPoints blog post? Oh, here, I'll check it out just because I hate myself. Sure, Markinator. Holy fuck, this is so long. Oh my god. I can't imagine ever committing this much time to bloggers like this. Okay, so I don't really care. This is from January 14th. No, I have not seen this. Am I in it? Nope. No care. I'm sure it's very dumb. Can you drop the link? Nope. I don't care. I care that little. But Markinator can. If Markinator would like to. Oh, shit. I'm right-leaning and have some issues with your takes on trans issues? Like, what? I'm a soprano.
I tried to save Foster. Brought it to Sebastopol. Broke all the rules, getting her ashore. That was stupid of me. Stupid. You don't beat this thing, Ripley. You can't. All you can do is refuse to engage. You gotta wipe out every trace, destroy any clue, stop this infection from spreading, make sure there's no chance of the human race ever making contact with it again. Because the moment
That's the
it
dude who
makes
made that
contact,
post in your Reddit? Which post, Sanderhall?
the company's never gonna know what happened here. Nobody is. I won't allow it.
The threshold one must meet before they qualify as the gender they identify as? Yeah, sure, get in the Discord. I love conversations in the free marketplace of ideas. Go for it. Get in the Collins chat channel thing. Voice channel, Collins channel. Is iDubbbz a reactionary? Probably at least a little bit, right? I mean, probably not like too bad. I don't think iDubbbz is like super bad. Just largely edgy. I want to talk to all these big YouTube people, and I've never actually seen any of their fucking videos. I'm such an obvious clout chaser. I'm not ashamed of what I am. Whoa! iDubbbz is at least anti-swerf. Well, yeah, no shit, because his girlfriend's a sex worker. Be a little weird otherwise. Yeah, let me know when the person's in the channel, and we'll talk. Oh, gotcha, Xanderhall. That sounds like a fun combo. We're getting like a walking tour. I think this is the longest I've ever gone without facing a threat. It's kind of nice, honestly. The game is so beautiful, you know? Like, it's cool just walking around. Oh, Sake with the 20 bucks. If you want to play a real Alien franchise horror game, play Colonial Marines. Isn't Colonial Marines supposed to be like one of the worst games ever or some shit like that? All right, let's have a chatterino. Tommy.
Hello.
Hello, Tommy.
How are you, Sir Boss?
I'm always doing great. I live a wonderful life, blessed to spend it with many people, including my trans comrades. How you doing?
I'm good. This is interesting. I think I'm actually one of your oldest viewers. I've been following you since the first stream you ever did.
All right, well, let's see if we can ruin that streak today. Hit me up. What's your contention?
Okay. Well, actually, I disagree with you with a lot of things, actually.
Mhm.
Cop issues, economics, your takes on music, anime, whatnot.
All right, well, we'll
disagree.
ignore the music and anime and I think focus on the other issues because I don't want to blow you
Okay.
out too hard. Hit me up.
Okay, Weasley debate tactics. Okay, well, okay. So this is my issue. I feel that the best way to advocate for certain trans issues, in general, like for example, to your average chatty person, not us enlightened people in the chat. It's for example, if you tell someone that the moment they say "I am a woman" or "I am a man," they are a man. I don't know. I feel like it's very because I feel there is validity in true scummy arguments. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, but
Uh,
so just because an argument is more intuitively understandable doesn't mean it's a better argument. If I wanted to just default to arguments that are simple and wrong, then I wouldn't be doing any of the stuff that I do on here, you know? Like, a lot of the arguments that I have rely on, like, a fairly nuanced understanding of social dynamics, but, like, I'm not going to advocate for something wrong, just so, you know, just so it's easier to understand. I think that for the most part, like critical gender theory is pretty easy to piece together. You know, if you just run down the list of things that gender can conceivably be, like eventually you arrive at the conclusion that it's pretty arbitrary, and identification is the only like meaningful threshold.
Okay, I guess I can sort of agree with you there, but I was speaking more about the fact that it's easier to advocate for certain issues. Like, let me provide an example. You have said that a lot of the time, the way you argue, using some form of ableist slurs or not necessarily racial slurs, but being just the edgy provocateur you are,
Mhm.
you said that that's easier way to bring in people. Like, instead of, for example, like debating like a woke school, for example, like being like tiptoeing around everything, right? So I feel that maybe the best way to for someone like you or Destiny to advocate for certain trans issues is to advocate through the truth, the quote unquote true scum mentality.
Yeah, but the difference is when I am edgy, that's just the way I explain arguments, whereas using true scum arguments would be me being wrong. That's the difference. I'm willing to use different rhetorical devices to convey a point, but using true scum arguments would just be like delivering an incorrect point. So it wouldn't like it's I don't think it's comparable. I guess it would be easier for some people to understand, but it's not enough. I mean, and there are tons of trans people that aren't helped by that, um,
Oh,
definition.
okay. Okay, well, okay, let me see. Let me speak to you for example. I'm sort of going to try to defend that point. Let's say if you have someone who's like in the privacy of their own bedroom and for whatever reason they don't want their family or their friends to know that they're a man identifying a woman or vice versa, and they say, you know what, I'm a woman, but they put no effort into changing that. All it is them in their head saying it, but they still like dress as a man or as a woman, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And they live out their life in that way. So is it fair to say that, oh, they're a woman in comparison to like a trans woman who's been transitioning for a year or put some effort into it? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you
of
have said in
course.
the past where like you're a woman just like remember that joke that you said about the genie where it's like I want to be a woman and then poof you're a woman but nothing has changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's because there's a difference between being a woman and being feminine. The trans woman who puts a bunch of effort into the makeup and dresses and stuff may be more feminine than the trans woman who just goes boy mode all the time, so to speak. But they're both women. It's just a matter of presentation.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like in society we haven't reached that point. I don't know. It's
Well, I'm
just
not.
because
Well, I'm not making arguments over whether we've reached any point. I'm just saying what is and is not like the case. We can't.
Hmm.
We can't jump back and forth between like, well, I believe this or that is true, but then like, oh, well, okay, well, I believe this and that is easier to argue. I'll figure out the optics on the arguments, but right now I'm more concerned with what is, with what is true, with what is just. And I think that that definition of gender, generally speaking, leads to the fewest number of people being harmed.
Hmm. Okay, I feel you on that. Okay, I guess you're sort of right. Do you mind if I change gears for something, or do you want to get back to playing the game?
No, you can change gears. Hit it up.
Okay, so the police thing. Okay, so I'm not a police officer for the record, but I have worked with the police for a fair amount of time. I'd say a few years,
Hmm.
and a lot of the things that you say about them, I am arguing anecdotally or from feels, here, but like when you work, Bosch, like whether a homeless. Okay, let me tell your audience, like uh, dealing with people is very hard. Like when you see a homeless person, despite what your audience may think, homeless people can be really scary and they can be unpredictable. Like no one wants to be homeless. So there's obviously a lot of mental health issues and addiction involved. So when they see like a big bad cop, like abusing all, like the old story you were talking about, I'm sure there's a lot more to it than what you said about it. But yeah, just I don't know. And even with these riots, I don't know. I think the
Well,
narrative
what
you're
what
giving is
point are
very wrong.
what point are we arriving at right now? I don't deny police have a difficult job.
I the only like for okay, let me read it. I think the whole like defund the police or getting rid of the police is a pipe dream. It's never gonna happen. Maybe like provide more funding and getting them to do de-escalation training, but in terms of like reducing to the point where they are at now with the gear or the amount of power they hold, I don't know. I just think it's never going to happen, and we shouldn't
Wh-
want it to happen. I mean, police
Wait,
for the
wait, wait,
most
wait,
part
wait.
keep our
Okay,
society safe.
so let's step it back. If we can
Sure.
increase the funding on the police, we absolutely can decrease the funding on the police. Many city, departments consistently up the funding that they provide to the police. If we know they can do that, I mean, we can absolutely defund them if we need to. The question is, like, how do we do that in the most effective way, and to what extent should we do that? But I don't think there's anything wrong or even pipe dreamy about the goal.
I don't know.
You know what fights crime better than police officers?
What?
Social entitlement programs, free contraception, investing in infrastructure in impoverished neighborhoods, social welfare programs. These things this is provable, by the way. These things decrease crime way more than cops, Why let a social problem fester and then, pay $100,000 a year for the fucking salary of a cop plus all the millions in equipment and training associated with that, when you could just spend $10,000 20 years earlier and like fix some of the social problems that would have led to the increase in criminality,
So why can't you have all that stuff alongside the police?
Well, because if we invest more in social programs, we won't need as many police as we have. We don't need the number of cops we have, right? Like, if we could cut down on crime by 50%, then we wouldn't need to keep the number of cops we currently have.
Okay, so you're not about abolishing the police then?
Abolishing the police as they exist is fine, but usually that means replacing it with like a community police force. When people say abolish the police, they don't usually actually mean like have no law enforcement whatsoever, because that'd be kind of crazy. I guess it's sort of a dumb term in a lot of ways, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the whole narrative from the whole, I think it's what you call BreadTube Twitter. It's a lot of them are for the idea of abolishing the police or having. I've even seen some people advocating for militias, which seems because like there's always going to be a strong man who's going to rule over the sheep or shepherd the sheep or whatever. There has to be that person.
When they say militias, they mean community militias, which usually just means community policing. But I agree, anyone who uses the term militia as a possible substitute to our modern day police force is a LARPer. Yeah, so I wouldn't advocate for that. Militia, I mean, why would you want like a military occupation of a city? Like what? Militia is literally like the derivative term is like military. Like that's probably not what we should be, working on.
Yeah, but okay, but just for the record, there's always going to be a cop like arresting a black dude, and it feels like the narrative around the whole police, like the police bad right now, is that like we don't want cops going near a black person, or if they do go near a black, that's inherently wrong in itself. Like you should be leaving them alone. I don't know.
Wait. I don't think anyone has a problem with cops being near black people. I don't think that's like the thing people complain about. Like
it seems like it's that way.
No, it's not. It's that when they kill black people. It's not when they like go next to black people.
I don't know.
Wait. Where are there any marches or rallies about like maintain a 20-foot distance between all officers and all people of color? I mean, I have my I don't have my finger on the pulse of like every rally. Like, is that happening or? Hello?
Whole authorities or anything like that?
Wait. You cut out for like 10 seconds. Can you start again?
My bad. Oh yeah. I said that, like, isn't that the whole idea behind abolish the police or defund the police? You don't want police officers like even going near minority groups or people of color, trans.
No, it's that police are shit at their jobs. Crime is down like massively, but police are getting more and more bloated and expensive. They never fucking de-escalate. Police do a horrible job maintaining like lowering crime rates in our communities. It has nothing to do with like being near people of color. I mean, usually you have to be near a person of color to murder a person of color. So I guess like one kind of leads into the other, but Yeah,
I guess so. But I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, even if we one day reach reach the whole anarchistic side, there's always going to be crime. There's always going to have to be some form of a police system. It's always got to exist. And I don't know, I think...
Yeah, but I'm agreeing with that. Yeah, like we should have community policing. But right now, the police in this country are fucking broken. Like the police in this country, it's like a disgusting institution with no accountability that don't seem to really give a fuck about like serving the public and only give a fuck about their own interests. We have like no systems of accountability for modern police in
Okay,
America.
I really disagree with you. Most officers really care about the public, and Vosh, like there's millions upon millions of interactions. We hear about the small percentages, like less than 1% of times where it goes bad and someone gets hurt. Like I don't mean
Things
to,
don't have to, people don't have to get hurt for an interaction to be bad. The police in China are authoritarian, but they have fewer like cop murders and fewer arrests than people in America do. It's not
yeah.
about the actual rate of killing, it's about the atmosphere. And as it stands, police pretty much just act like an occupying military force in the communities that they're in, especially in
Yeah.
bigger cities.
Yeah, like and also this is a stat. Do you know what use of force is?
Yeah, 81% of officers say they've seen an officer use excessive force. 61% of cops said they would not report it. Like, this is a widespread issue, this pervasive, gang-like, reflexive defense of the behavior of other police, you know?
Yeah, but like yeah, because from the stats that I've learned through police officers, less than 1% of calls actually end in use of force. So I think it's sort of bad to say that most like there's this epidemic of police gangs going around hurting people. Most of the things they do is protecting.
But there is, like, compared to other comparable countries, we have way more police violence than those countries do. So, like, there is an epidemic. Like, less than 1% isn't that much if you're, like, trying to get a drop rate in a video game, but less than 1% can be a fuck ton when there are nearly 1 million police officers in this country.
I guess that is true, but I don't know. Personally, most of what police do is like responding to domestic violence calls, where they're usually taking out a person who's being hurt by their spouse or getting homeless teens off the street.
What does getting homeless teens off the street mean to you?
I mean, like literally what I'm saying is getting homeless. Like if there's people under the age of 18, they usually get them in.
You do know that
system.
the interactions between police and homeless people are not like favored by homeless people.
Yeah, because a lot of homeless people are like
no, because police will literally just
issues.
Harass homeless people and break up their camps.
Vosh, that is not okay. Yeah, because most of those camps have crime going on in them or drug addiction
because
or
those
violence.
because the business owners in that neighborhood don't like the camps. That's why. Trust me, I lived in one of the homeless capitals of California. Police are literally just called to shoo off homeless people or to destroy their camps because it brings down property values. They don't do crimes there.
Okay, Vosh, I'm going to give a real hot take here, but like typically, it's wrong and terrible to say, but homeless people can ruin a neighborhood.
Wait. Lowering property values isn't a justification for police destroying the personal property of homeless people in their encampments. And you're not fixing the issue, then they just move to another area.
Well, but yeah, I'm saying they could put them into homeless shelter. It's like at that point, what do you like? What kind of officer do then? Like,
nothing. You don't do anything. You respond if a crime is being committed. That's the job of cops. If a crime is happening, you respond.
So you just let them ruin the neighborhood or ruin
what do you
the
mean
area
ruin the neighborhood?
Drug addiction. Vosh, do you know what East Hastings Street in Vancouver is?
No, I don't know what a specific street in Vancouver is.
It's like if you go to it, it's basically like a homeless shanty.
Okay, this is irrelevant.
Town, and there's needles everywhere. I'm just saying, like,
how about cops respond if a crime happens, and if a crime isn't happening, they don't do anything?
Well, there usually is crime happening. There's drug abuse. There's violence. Typically, okay.
You're just completely making stuff up right now. So the claim that I made was that cops will literally just find homeless people to like harass out of neighborhoods and they'll break up homeless camps. I've seen this happen multiple times. I have personally gone to a town hall to publicly reprimand a police chief because during that town hall, while he was talking about better integrating homeless people into the community, he had his officers break up 2 homeless camps in legally sanctioned areas where no crimes had been reported, specifically because of local business owner complaints. I promise you, officers just fuck with homeless people because it serves the interests of capital owners. Like, that's it. If the homeless people are committing crimes or threatening people, yeah, of course they should be arrested, obviously. But that's not usually what's going on.
I don't know. I think it is. Most homeless people are overrepresented in mental health issues, which, what can you say, mental health issues usually sometimes can instigate violence.
No, people with mental health issues are far more likely to have violence enacted upon them than to commit violence upon others. Mental health issues doesn't mean they're like sitting in like a gas station like corner with a knife waiting to stab some woman who walks around. It usually means they want quiet and they just want to make it through their day, and they have like trouble parsing together information.
Maybe Vash. I don't know. Honestly, like, just, you said you've worked security before, right?
Yeah.
In the past, like I have too, and I don't know. You said I think it was a shoe store. Like, if you ever dealt with homeless people, a lot of the time,
Yeah,
like
all the time. Wait, hello? You cut out again. Wait, you
oh,
cut out.
my
You
bad, my
said you
bad.
said all the time and then you cut out.
Oh, okay. So let me repeat what I was saying. Like you've worked security, so I'm sure you've dealt with your fair share of homeless people. Like they can be unpredictable, and they can like sort of ruin a neighborhood
What do
or
you
be dangerous for
wait, don't use these nebulous terms ruin a neighborhood. They either commit crimes or they don't. Police are not there to arrest people who are ruining the neighborhood. Loud neighbors ruin a neighborhood. A bad house paint job ruins a neighborhood. We're talking about crime. Yeah, I worked
Yeah.
security, and yeah, I was asked to take a lot of homeless people out, and I never did. Because fuck them. I don't give a fuck what I'm told to do. Those homeless people just wanted to come in to use the bathroom and wash their faces before going back out there to live another day of their miserable subsistence existence. I'm not going to ruin their fucking day and cost them out and make their lives measurably worse so I can avoid like 4 or 5 uppity fucking Karens in my store complaining that they had to briefly smell a person who hasn't showered in 3 days. I don't care. I have never, in 2 years of doing that, not a single homeless person ever posed a material threat to anything in the store. Not a person, not property either. They just wanted to use the bathroom.
Man, I don't know these bougie homeless people you've dealt with versus the ones I've dealt. I don't know. The ones I've dealt with have all been either violent or had drug addictions or mental health issues.
Wait. I didn't say anything
and
about
they
mental health issues. I'm sure many of the people that I talk to had mental health issues. I have mental health issues. If they're violent, call the cops. I don't know what you mean by drug issues. Like, you look at them and they look like they have drug issues. A lot of people have drug
Like,
issues, whether or not they're homeless.
well, in the well, substance abuse issues, I guess. Like for example, like a lot of where homeless people, like they congregate, you could find needles, a lot of drug dealing happening,
Yeah,
a
wait.
higher rate of assault.
Yeah, wait. So if assaults happen, arrest the assaulter, and drugs are also used massively in the non-homeless population. They use less drugs than the average population because they're broke. They just don't have a place to
But
put their needles.
but they
When
use
I
more
want to
hard
do
drugs.
heroin, I can pay for a chauffeur to show up and I will place my used needle on a little velvet pillow and they will take it away to the disposal unit, okay? When a homeless person
You cut out. You cut out. Could you repeat what you said?
When a homeless person does drugs, it's more publicly noticeable because they don't have a home. They don't have a box they can do crimes in like everyone else, like I do. I don't care if many drug users are drug addicts. We should get them care and help. Like, it's a medical issue.
Well, yeah, and believe it or not, a lot of cops do that. Like they do try to get homeless people help because it doesn't benefit them to have like drug abuse and people living on the
No,
street. It makes everyone else feel unsafe.
No. Cops do not do that. I don't know what kind of hippy dippy town you lived in, okay? I've lived in 4 towns now in my life for a significant period of time. That's not what they do. Cops round homeless people up or they chase them out. Social workers try to help out homeless drug addicts, which is one of the reasons I make the argument that we should replace some of the jobs of a cop with social workers, because they actually do stuff like that. We have to treat drug abuse like a medical issue, not like a criminal issue. But you like treating it like a criminal issue, which I know because you're justifying cops breaking up homeless encampments because they have needles there.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I stand by that. Like, why give crime? Why give like time for crime to develop by allowing homeless people to congregate in a certain
It's not
area?
developing. You realize that letting homeless people have camps and actually get their lives together a little bit is the first step to them getting their actual lives together, right? When you break them up and just force them to just sow them to the winds, you're increasing the likelihood that they're going to be a long-standing issue. It's literally just tripping them up as they try to climb back into society.
I don't know, Vosh. I think like because typically like it's hard for homeless people to get help. So I think breaking them up is probably just the best solution.
No,
for them.
no. You're factually incorrect. Breaking up homeless encampments doesn't help them in the slightest. You're just wrong. Like, that's just a
Okay.
factually, it's the worst thing you could do. Why would you wait, if you're thinking, like, imagine you're a homeless person and you're in a homeless encampment, okay? And you have a tent and you have the few material possessions you've managed to keep together, and like like, how do I get my life back on track? Well, I need a PO box so that I can have an address listed for when I apply for a job. I need to get showers together. All these things require having a space where you can keep your items. And then cops show up one morning when you're out and they break the whole camp up and break your shit and everything's gone. Do you think that's like a positive? Are you thinking right now like, oh, thank you, police, for setting me on the path to righteousness. Now it will be easier for me to get my life together. Or do you think it's like just fucking them up?
I don't know, Vosh. Most homeless people aren't looking to get their lives
This isn't
together.
an answer to what I just said. You keep doing like the circle. Like you're like,
Okay.
well, it's the best for them to do this, and then I say no, it's not. And you're like, well, they don't even want to improve. Like it's not a response. You're Mott and Baileying me.
Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll give you my true opinion. I just think that the homeless people in situation like, it's hard to say. Like,
Just say it. Just say it. We know you think it anyway.
I don't know. I just think police should break them up with whatever means necessary because they do ruin a neighborhood. And they ruin
Yeah,
an
I know,
area.
because you're like kind of a piece of shit. Yeah, you don't actually need them to even do anything illegal. You just want the cops to get the smelly people away from you.
Basically. I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
gonna lie
just like a
about that.
horrible person. Why would you lie and pretend you care at all about these people? Like, why not just say it?
It's
Like,
not- it's
I
not-
think the human rights for these people are less important than my convenience.
I don't know if it's convenience. I guess it's just for the convenience of everyone else around them.
No,
like the
but
Karens,
communities are
quote-unquote.
made worse. Police tactics against homeless people make their neighborhoods worse. This has been well known
I don't
for
know.
decades.
I don't know. I'd rather have 10 police officers than 10 homeless people in my
Wait,
area.
wait, wait. The
Sorry
homeless
to say
people
that.
still exist. You think you're just killing them? They still exist.
Not killing them, but sort of putting them in a homeless shelter, getting them like
Yeah, put
some
them in a
resources
homeless
to pick them up.
shelter. Yeah, that's sure. But they keep breaking
Oh.
up the homeless shelters.
Do they break up the homeless? What do they benefit from that? It seems like you're
Because
saying cops just want to hurt people.
Yes!
Like that's
Yes! We've known this for decades. Everything that the
Gosh,
police do hurts people. We know, with regards to homeless people, we know this. It's a fact. The data is clear on this. They just do it because people like you, because weaselly, stupid, morally repugnant weasels like you care more about making sure that there's no homeless encampments within half a mile of your
weaselly stupid.
business than you do the actual health of the community. So you little fucking Karens call the cops in these encampments anytime you walk by them and smell like a whiff of civic unrest, and this perpetuates the problem because then all those homeless people get broken up and then they have nowhere to go and no chance of like restituting themselves in any way, and the problem continues for the next generation. Just invest. Just build these encampments, let them get their lives together, treat drug addiction like a medical problem instead of like a fucking criminal problem, let them get their lives back together, build halfway houses so they can start getting their like feet together, spend less money on police to break up homeless encampments and more on social workers to help them become productive members of society. This is a long-term investment that benefits everyone.
Okay, I don't know. I guess history will tell which solution works better.
We already
Mine or
know.
yours.
We already know. The towns that have started doing this are better. We already know the answers to this.
I don't know, Vosh, honestly. I hope what you say is right. I don't know. I just think yours is a very utopian world.
It's literally not. You just get social workers to help them with their medical problems. That's it. This is like this data is so old it might actually be pre-World War II. Like we know this. It's not utopian in any sense. You realize how dumb your solution sounds, right? Like, well, what if the police just keep like kicking them around? Like, what if we just keep kicking the can down the road forever? Like, that'll fix it. I'd rather have 10 cops in my neighborhood than 10 homeless people. Like, how does that fix the social issue?
Honestly, I don't know if there is a fixing to a social issue. I just think
What?
there's always going to be homeless people.
Wait.
And you just got to work with them. Sort of.
Do you
like a
think we can
terrible
make
disease.
less of them?
Yeah, it's possible. But,
So that's
but, like,
fixing the social issue.
But yeah, like you can work on fixing the social issue, but the homeless people that you currently have, I think it's just best to break them up whenever possible. And make sure
Why?
they don't. Because Vosh, honestly, they just ruin a neighborhood.
But then what does
I'll
that
stand by that.
mean?
Like
And they
crime,
still
drug
exist.
addiction.
When you
Like,
break
what
them
do we
up,
want?
they still exist.
Like, yeah, but not congregating together where they can drug deal, where they can like find other
Everyone
people's
drug
connections to
deals.
drug- Oh, Vosh, you know what I mean? Hard drugs, heroin, cocaine.
Everyone
crack.
does
I'm
that.
I'm not talking about some suburban white kid smoking pot in his parents' basement.
So
I'm not
hard
talking
drugs.
about that.
We literally have an opiate and methamphetamine epidemic in this country. They're being done by people in houses.
Yeah, in houses, not on the street in front of businesses. In front
Exactly.
of people.
Exactly. So you don't care about the drugs. You care about the fact that they're on the street.
Yeah, because it reduces safety.
So
and
drug abuse has
security.
nothing to do with the arguments you're making right now. You
Okay,
just
okay,
care that
I
they're doing
mean-
it outside. This is literally just your
yeah.
comfort.
Exactly. Everyone's comfort.
Yes, so
Not
yeah, the
yours,
human
tax.
rights of homeless people matter less to you than your comfort. Like I said earlier,
No,
you want police
everyone's
to
comfort.
break up and destroy the personal property of these homeless people, violate their civil rights, actually physically violate precepts laid out by the Constitution of the United States because they ruin the neighborhood, because you don't like it, because it's inconvenient. And it doesn't actually fix the problem, by the way. It doesn't even like make it better for your neighborhood. It just kicks the can down the road.
Well, what if we do it enough? Maybe it will.
You would have to kill them. Do you want to do that?
No, I do not want to kill them.
So wait, hold this. So you break
up.
up a homeless encampment. How does that fix it if you do it enough? How do you think like there's a
Well,
space in
no,
America where you could just kick them all too and they can just live there?
Okay, like you know? Okay, so you know Skid Row in Los Angeles.
I'm well
right?
aware. I've walked through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about it?
Personally, but so if you have a group of like 20 cops that just break up all the towns and move them everywhere, try to get as many of them in homeless shelters, all of that. Like,
Wait,
that's what
cops
I mean.
don't get homeless people in homeless shelters. That's not what they do. They don't do that in America.
Well, no, I don't want to dox myself too much, but look, where I live, they do that. Like, and maybe that's the policy you should be pushing for. Like, and that's what I.
Yeah,
mean
we
when I
don't
say
have
break- I
homeless
mean,
shelters though.
Well, yeah, well, okay,
We
that's
don't build
America's problem.
homeless shelters in America. They have the state stopped building them. We have homeless encampments, and then the state breaks those up too.
It's a really counterintuitive problem how you guys have in the U.S.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
we
know.
have dumbass cop worshippers who don't give a fuck about fixing social issues. They just want to make sure their neighborhood property values continue to rise.
Was that a shot at me?
Yes, that was a shot at you.
Okay. Well, yeah. And then honestly, people in the U.S. should be pushing for cops to open up, for the legislation to open up more homeless shelters. So when cops do break up these shanty towns that are ripe with crime,
They're not
have
they're not
somewhere to
rife
go.
with crime. What does that mean? You keep saying that.
What do you mean? Like there's of course they are ripe with crime.
I think you
Ross.
think
Like,
when
what do
you think I think maybe you've got like your wires crossed. When you think of homeless like encampment, you think of like a pirate cove. I think you imagine a bunch of people like
We're
around
not playing Sea of
around
Thieves.
like a burning like oil drum, and they're all like, "Hey, yeah, I've got today's heroin that you can sell." Yar! Like I think you're thinking of a pirate cove, but in reality, it's literally just a bunch of exhausted, smelly people in ramshackle, torn up tents that sleep there for like 6 hours a day, so they can spend the rest of their time walking around finding a better place to live and like panhandling.
God, Wash, your view of homeless people is so romanticized and not true. I know. I'm talking about.
I
people that
literally
probably have
worked with my
schizophrenia.
university to address this issue. I promise you, I am not speaking from a position of ignorance, okay?
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just for me. I used to work security in a homeless shelter in my city. Oh, yeah, homeless shelter in my city. And yeah, and just the people that you dealt with, people on meth, people on crack cocaine, and I don't know, but from what I've seen, I know it's anecdotal, but it's just the experience that I've developed over the years.
But that doesn't mean breaking up their camps improves anything. It means we should medically treat their issues.
Yeah, of course. Like things, believe it or not, like safe injection sites actually help reduce crime in an area, and I do.
How can
those
you
things
believe
locally.
that? How can you believe
I do
cops
believe
should
that.
break them up with no probable cause, but then you also believe safe injection sites are also a good idea?
Because the data shows they work, and
The data shows everything I'm saying works. The data shows that breaking them up doesn't fix homeless problems.
Because like I don't know, because like when I say I think I know the ideas I'm pushing, but when I say break them up, I mean like just get them into safe injection sites, get them into homeless shelters, whatever you can.
Homeless people are citizens. You can't just force them. What do you mean get them to a safe injection site? You mean like here's some drugs, like here, do it in this bathroom?
No, not like but like just like if cops find them, like people doing drugs, say here, this is a safe injection site, but you got to leave this area, and we're gonna take down your tents and all that. But if you do want someplace safe to use your drugs or whatever, go to a safe injection site.
If there are no homeless shelters in a town, you can't break up their encampments because they have nowhere else to go. They'll just find another place to sleep at.
I think we're in a chicken and egg situation. Let's just assume that when I say break it up, currently for the U.S., honestly, I don't have a solution for you.
Don't break it up.
I don't know.
Why?
Okay, then
Why?
for
It doesn't
now,
fix anything. It doesn't lower the crime or the drug use. All it does is give them a chance to improve themselves.
well, what if you break them until you get to that point where you have safe injection sites, where you have homeless shelters? Maybe breaking them up will discourage, them to sell drugs to each
No,
other,
it
to
won't. No,
possibly
they can
assault
still.
each other.
You can still sell drugs even if you don't have a camp. You just meet each other.
Yeah, but it's less. Like there's less connection.
No.
Like Boss,
No.
if you put 50 people in a spot together, they're gonna talk, they're gonna sleep with each other, they're gonna do everything.
They're
But
still.
if you put
Wait. That's not
five,
illegal.
that's less. Okay, but you know what I mean. Like you know what I mean. Like if you put 50 people, you congregate them in a spot, it'll reduce. Like if you break up, it'll reduce the likelihood of crime because there's not as many people interacting.
No. Not if they're
What do you mean,
homeless.
no?
Because homeless people don't commit crimes. They don't.
They do commit crimes.
No, they
Watch,
don't. For the most
steal.
part, homeless people literally just chill around,
my
try
God.
not to die, and occasionally get harassed by the police. These aren't like they're not like criminal gangs. You're acting like every homeless encampment is like this boiling pot of like gold-toothed like scoundrels who are like broiling up the next batch of heroin to sell to the kids. When you see needles at homeless sites, they're not selling; they're being sold to. Dealers will go to homeless encampments to find the addicted homeless people and give them drugs because they're so fucking cracked out of their mind that they're not going to be able to make good decisions without some kind of intervention. If they were homeless, how would they be able to afford these drugs to sell? Selling drugs is very profitable.
Vosh, how does one get the money to buy drugs? You commit crime, you panhandle.
You
can.
Wait, do you think homeless people are like robbing banks?
Not robbing banks, like stealing from stores. Stuff like that.
What? No, I want data on that. Find me data that homeless people are stealing from stores, committing felonies, easily trackable felonies, because cops know who the homeless are in their towns and could easily pick them out of a lineup, because I know cops know that shit. So they can get like $6 to spend on heroin. They just panhandle.
I don't have data on me currently.
They're not.
Vosh, listen, I love you, but I think I'm right here.
How can you possibly believe that?
I don't know. It's just the experience I've had.
That's not anecdotal experience. Isn't an argument.
Anecdotal, yes. Anecdotal, Andy. Yes, I know. I don't know. I just my experience has shaped my review, which I know is wrong. I don't know. I just think a lot of this is sort of a lot of like leftist positions. I don't know. I just feel are so utopian and not within grasp. I just can't stand behind them, and this is one of those things. I just
wait. What are your specific proposals? Because like everything you've said is like wrong. There just aren't benefits. The data is out. Like there aren't benefits to breaking up these homeless encampments unless they have a shelter to go to. And if there was a shelter to go to, they would go there instead of the encampments.
Well, I don't know. I guess I think you and I have reached an impasse. Obviously, someone should push for more legislation to get more homeless shelters, safe injection sites, like the things that you propose. While I think a half and half, like half my plan, half your plan.
What's your plan?
Where until we get to those points of having homeless shelters on the streets in LA, for example, cops should do whatever they can to stop homeless people from congregating together. And
it's not illegal to congregate together.
Like Vosh, when they congregate, crimes happen.
That doesn't give the police probable cause to destroy their personal property and violate their constitutional rights. If there are individuals in there that you want to arrest for selling or using drugs, then do that, sure, if you have to, even though that doesn't get good outcomes. But breaking up an entire community, that you don't. There's no legal reason for this. This is literally illegal behavior.
I don't know. I just think it's for the benefit of the Karens of the world.
That's not an answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I think we've reached an impasse here. I clearly won the debate, but let chat decide.
Have you been trolling this entire time?
No, I swear to God.
You realize you're literally advocating for the violation of human rights for no reason.
I told you, it's just I guess my experience has shaped
your experience isn't data. I don't care if you like 2 times like homeless people were really mean to you or something.
Hey, it was 3 times, but okay.
All right.
Yeah, but no, I truly think your ideas like they are, but I just think to the point that the current, because I do think once you allow, I know you said it's not illegal to congregate, but not everything that is currently illegal will result in crime in the future. And you know what the
police are allowed to respond to? crime, not
Yeah.
nuisances.
But like to stop that crime from occurring in the future, just how you
No,
propose
what do
social
you?
workers.
Why are you conservatives always like 3 arguments away from literally supporting the fucking majority report? You're literally a part of the fucking precog unit. Oh yeah, police should be able to violate the law, violate constitutional rights, and minority report. Sorry, I always bring up Sam Cedar when I mean Sam Harris, and now majority report instead of minority report. When you're like literally you're like 3 arguments away from that. Like, well, actually, even though it violates their constitutional rights, maybe they will commit crime in the future, so we should just break them out just to be in case. Do you think police should be able to just shoot men on sight? Men are significantly more likely to commit violent crimes than women. I mean, being a man is kind of like a correlative factor here. It's totally possible, Maybe we should just nuke Chicago. I mean, why not, right? Chicago has a higher crime rate than neighboring cities. It doesn't really matter. Probable cause, that's so like 20th century. I don't know I can't imagine what's going on in your head right now.
That's a question for the ages. But no, they shouldn't nuke Chicago or violate people's constitutional rights. I just think we need to be proactive with crime, not reactive.
Nice meme. I banned him. Fuck that kid. Jesus Christ. Proactive with crime by doing things that don't work and violate constitutional rights, instead of being proactive with crime by addressing the social problems that lead to the behavior that this person wants to deem criminal. Hey, here's the hot answer, okay? If you you want to know my deep-held personal classist belief? Looking at homeless people makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, damn, I sure do have a lot of privilege. Oh shit, should I give this person $10,000? Damn. So here's my hot secret, okay? Want to know my secret? So to fix that, I support progressive social policies that have been actually proven to address rates of homelessness, rather than supporting the police breaking them up, which has not been shown to address that problem. That's my hot solution. You can not like being around homeless people and fix it in a way that's slightly better than what if we just violated constitutional rights? I know, it's brilliant. It was brilliant. Are those all your oldest fans? Listen, okay? You wouldn't hold me responsible for the crimes of a few fans, okay? Why does the left hate on Sam Harris all the time? I can't get into that right now. That's a whole... I can't... Okay, that's a whole other... That's the next one, okay? I'll check in a sec, Xander. What's the Destiny thing tomorrow? It looks like it got pushed back. I'll update you guys soon. Whew, it sure is 90 degrees in here. Let's go. Thanks, Thomas. Maybe, Bob. Maybe. I tell you, dude, NIMBYs and everyone related to NIMBYs are going to be the downfall of Western civilization, okay? It's not going to be brown people. It's not going to be fucking immigration or whatever. It's going to be NIMBYs, okay? People who don't give a shit about fixing social issues and only give a fuck about what's NIMBY? Not in my backyard. Like, as in, I'm okay with black people as long as they're not in my backyard. I'm okay with, homeless shelters as long as they're not in my backyard. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Just keep kicking the can down the road. Never address social issues. Just cover them up for a little while so they're a little less upsetting to look at. Oh, I gotta turn the volume back down again. Yeah, NIMBYs are the ones who keep homeless shelters from being built. Here. America homeless shelters rate. How many homeless shelters are there in America? Let me see. I just realized I don't care enough. I'll look more at this later. Yeah, maybe Chelsea Con. Also, this requires a little bit more. Oh, Quiznotch. This is a super good water jug. It's from Bottled Joy. All right. Anyway, fuck, what was I saying? This requires a little bit more nuance, but it's not just whether or not homeless shelters exist, it's also how bad they are. Because a lot of homeless shelters are fucking terrible. Oh.
Added report. Personal message. This is for my daughter.
Oh, shit!
Hi, Amanda.
Ripley!
I'm recording this for you, my sweetheart, and I hope you get to hear it one day. You see, I got into trouble. My ship, there was an accident, sweetheart, and, we found an alien creature. It was very dangerous. And the only way we could stop it was to destroy the ship.
Thanks, Momo Jojo. Really appreciate that.
I'm okay. I'm stuck on this lifeboat, long way out. But we had to destroy the ship. We had to destroy the Nostromo. We just couldn't risk bringing that thing home with us. I needed to protect you. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. I'm sure I'll see you very soon. I love you, sweetheart.
I don't think I'm gonna see her again, guys.
Oh my God.
Oh! Whoa, hey, whoa!
Now you understand.
No, chill! Can I shoot through the window? Probably not, because that's not how games work.
Turn the reactor into a goddamn nuke. You'll destroy the ship and the station.
It'll annihilate every trace of that creature. Ripley, it's the only way. I can't let it live. And I'm not letting the company have it, or they'll just start the whole thing over again.
You might be right.
Listen to me! We don't have to do this!
Stop! Stop it, Marlo!
Marlo, please.
You heard what your mother did. She understood. If she was here, she'd be helping me. You think she would want company suits knowing the zip code of that creature? No one must know.
That's kind of true.
There are still people alive on the
Why would you do that to a person with a gun?
Foster's not. She was my wife. I loved her. And I killed her.
That was...
I think I was too late. He set it going. He set it going.
Taylor, I'll stop the overload. You have to help me. Go to that console.
Warning. Fusion reactor overload in progress.
Open the fusion system so I can work on them.
What?
I need power sent to the auxiliary generator. Look for the letters AUX.
I found it.
Alright. A little faster then.
Okay, you're doing good, Taylor. Now switch the maintenance terminal from auto to manual. Do you see it?
I can't find it.
It'll be there, Taylor. Trust me. That's it.
I feel like she should be dead. That's a lot of... If that much light's coming off, I feel like the energy... Oh yeah, she is cancer for sure. Oh my god. Good. Oh. Oh! I'm a fucking god, though I don't know if that was the right decision.
Oh God. You did it.
Hyena, I just don't know if I'd have much to say on that subject.
Primary systems collapse.
Oh.
Total system-wide cascade failure.
Fuck! Marlowe forced an overload! The ship's gonna tear itself apart!
Warning. Critical collapse. Warning. Critical collapse.
You wanna... Well, you're fucked.
Critical collapse.
Sure. Good. Well,
Warning.
shouldn't have been British. Haha.
Warning. Critical collapse. Warning. Critical collapse.
God, I can't believe this game came out in 2014. It looks so fucking good.
Warning. Critical.
Even the particle effects, which have really come a long way in the past 6 years. Up, up, up. Whoa, okay. And gravity's gone. What does that mean, a hull breach? That means a hull breach. Probably not Hyena. I just don't know what I'd say on that. Like, good trans conversion therapy? Like, I don't think that's possible. If you're trans, I don't think you can be made cis by, like, therapy.
Warning. Critical collapse. Warning. Critical
Get in there,
collapse.
John Lemon. Alright. Up, up, up. Thank God for this thing. Eve! Anyway, this was too much nuance for that earlier conversation, but it's not enough that homeless shelters exist, they also have to be good. A ton of homeless shelters are super insubstantial, abusive, poorly regulated, underfunded, and they discriminate against, like, women, or men sometimes, depending on the shelter. They discriminate against LGBT. Like, a lot of them are Salvation Army. In Salvation Army, what they do is they, when you enter, like, when you go up into the shelter, they run the gaydar over you, and if it passes, they beat you to death.
Blow on your starboard side. Took out an entire orbital stabilizer array. We have no place to dock. Please, tell us what's going on in there. We can take survivors. I'll leave this channel open. Torrens out.
No. Fuck! Almost had that. Yeah, the Salvation Army is garbage, unfortunately. Oh, man. Yeah, never donate to Salvation Army. Just because they're like the well-known charity in pop culture does not mean they are a good one. Is that Vosh singing the Dono song? No, actually. Yes, only donate to me. Wouldn't hurt, Sneaker Stomper. Not even clothes? Not even clothes. Give them nothing. There are always better charities to give to than the Salvation Army. I will never give a single fucking red cent to an organization that openly discriminates against LGBT people. I would rather literally just throw those clothes out onto the street, have them catch the breeze, and hope they land on a homeless person.
Guns in hand, not friendly. Had to hide under a desk.
What do they want?
The Torrens.
Fuck.
They heard the broadcast. They want to contact it.
Oh boy. Those are mercenaries.
Can they?
No, comms are still out. Stay clear of them though. They're dangerous and desperate.
Can I just kill them? Fuck, they're wearing armored helmets. They're not gonna be like one shot in the head. What are you up to? Okay, we've been in this area before, so we have the map. Shit.
Feel safe? I sure as hell don't. Before it all went to shit.
Yeah, true, Hyena. The temptation to kill is very strong, but I feel like I probably shouldn't. Nice, go team.
Orbital stabilizers operating at 80%
Okay.
and falling.
No signals ahead. Now there is. Yep, that's a dude.
What was that?
Asake with the 10 bucks. I want to name a food truck the Salvation Army. I feel like you'd get sued for that, but if you didn't, it's a nice name. Oh, fuck. Just hope he forgets. If I can remember Zan, I just don't really care. Oh, the Salivation Army. Fuck, I missed that. Sorry, I'm playing the video games. That's actually really good. Okay, you wouldn't get sued for that then. Zan, what rumors have been spread? Isn't it mostly the woke skulls who spread rumors about you? I will say, though, I don't like the practice of banning people from your community because they've, like, hassled, like, friends or whatever. Ooh! Yeah, Hyena. Though it definitely depends on city culture to an extent, but yeah, 100%. The due date too, parody usually absolves you of liability, so Salivation Army I'm pretty sure would be totally fine, in my humble opinion. We're doing it, guys, we're doing it. Oh shit, that's a dude. Well, that could be a not dude. Shit. Oh. Oh. Just those big ass helmets not helping you now, huh?
Orbital stabilizers operating at 60% and falling.
Would a socialist Christian movement be effective in the US? Yeah, 100%. Look, whether or not you think religion is cringe, and I definitely do, there are still a lot of Christians in this country, and reaching out to them at their level would be very effective. Like that camera just staring at me. Okay. Over here? So many floors. What does it mean? Thoughts on the Egg McMuffin cop video? I literally opened the stream talking about it. Stream title? What about it? Changed it. Doing good, team. Doing good. Love the way these things always kick out a soda can when you get near them. Nice try, Posadas. Doesn't Christianity mesh super well with socialism? Yeah, of course. You know, if you actually just take, like, the general teachings of Jesus Christ, Christianity had the potential to be, like, a pretty cool religion, generally, you know? Not to say, like, I would be approving of it anyway, because I really don't like mysticism, and I think you can logically arrive at a lot of the things that you would be able to get through the Bible anyway. But if you actually just followed the word of Jesus H. Christ, I think Christians would generally be pretty, like, cool dude.
You okay?
Listen, Marlowe's permissions are still logged in his terminal. If we have the coordinates for the
Yeah, fuck white Jesus. Black Jesus is where all the cool shit is at.
There's an observatory near the comms array, right?
Yeah. You should be able to find the torrent's coordinates using that. I'll get the door for you.
Hey, heart you too, Panda Cake. Thank you so much for the $10. Also, Jesus was gay. That was gay foot washing. When he did it to boys, but not to girls. Then it was platonic. True. It's the only correct reading of the Bible, sorry. Yeah, on Paul it was gay. On the prostitutes it wasn't gay. That was just friends. Maybe Jesus was bi? No, he was gay. This is gay erasure. Look at these fucking homophobes in chat can't accept the fact that Jesus did not love him some pussy. Wait. Oh god, I just did a cisnormativity. Don't. Let me. Oh no. Doesn't the Bible say cut your hand off if you masturbate? Yeah, that's why Jesus had fucking Paul, okay? Billy Drillkill, happy to hear that. Some churches are pretty progressive, and yes, NB Furry Gang rise up. Alright, Mascetta Man, you have to think of a better joke, okay? You have to think of a funnier joke. I haven't not responded to you because you haven't been offensive. I haven't responded to you because you've been lazy. You have to try harder, okay?
Damn it. I can't get past the lockdown. Keep on it. That shit's up there waiting for us. Apollo won't let me in. Try your phone again. Okay. Okay.
Is this where we do murder? It might be. Can you send me to your video where you talk about racial bias in the police force as an experiment? Wait, what did happen to that video? In what context did I talk about that? Oh, I talked about that in, Wait, guys, when did I talk about that? When did I talk about that? Was it in the Ben Shapiro video? Oh yeah, Sake, 100%. Like I said, I fucking hate mysticism. I'm just saying some of the initial precepts of Christianity are fairly defensible. Or not initial, but I guess like from the New Testament. The PragerU response on incarceration. Did I do that? I don't think I did that. Alright, we're on our way, boys. No murders, either. I did do that? Oh. I'm not really sure. What is this? True, Sake! Mary Magdalene was a gay drag queen. It's true. It's the only proper reading of the Bible. It's true. I'm really sorry, guys. True. It's true. I think this is overly cynical. Oh yeah, Xanderhall, I think so. I'm not entirely sure what this means. The implication here would be that the Supreme Court is denying their human rights but verifying their employment rights or something? But I don't think that's happening. Yeah, I don't know. This just seems like complaining. Like, this sounds like woke or whatever, but I don't think it actually means anything. Have you seen the video of this woman in Portland saying, burn a flag, burn a black person? No. Let's listen to it, I guess.
Flag, black or otherwise, I'll hate crime your ass so hard that you'll be calling yourself black or otherwise. I'll hate crime your ass so hard that you'll be calling yourself Kunta Kinte. So let's grow the fuck up a little bit. Burning a flag is gonna do nothing but get you, your ass, stomped even blacker or dead. Because the funny thing is,
Does being stomped make you blacker? Is that how it works? I wasn't aware there was a relationship between like being stomped and discoloration.
American hating assholes. Go to any other country and see how you're treated as an African American. We gave you freedom, you dumb, unthankful pieces of shit.
Damn.
So you can thank us, the Republicans, for letting you act like assholes like you are right now. Because I guarantee if we were able to have slavery again, I'd make y'all slaves just so you wouldn't act and destroy our cities anymore.
Nice meme. Well, just another muffin. The medical protections were taken away by the Trump administration, not the Supreme Court. So it's not really fair to blame the Supreme Court for that. What do you think of Belle Delphine's resurrection? I don't care. Yeah, I saw Chaz's now chop. Yeah, we can't keep letting you get away with it. Dude, can you imagine simping for a flag? Ah, yeah, we're the party of facts and logic. Your constitutional rights? Well, less important than this flag. Are you guys ready for the hottest take yet, okay? I don't care about e-thoughts because I'm not laying in there, okay? What am I supposed to do with all this? Oh, there's such hot people in the internet. Listen, unless I'm 8 inch deep in them, okay, I don't really give a fuck. Why would I care? They're really hot. Cool, great. I don't care. I'm not involved. Swear to God, most of these, like... Now, listen, if you're into looking at hot people on the internet, God bless you, okay? God bless you. If that's your thing, that's totally fine. But for me personally, like, when I'm just looking at hot people on the internet, like, what am I supposed to do? Just look at them and go like, oh God, I want to touch them so bad. That just seems like kind of an unhealthy relationship with the content, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much why people do that. Now, if there's like some now here's when it's okay. If there's a person who's super hot and you want to look like them, I think that's okay. Like a Vogue icon or something. Or if they have like a really nice fashion sense, or if there's like a style you really appreciate, because you can learn from that stuff. Like that kind of stuff, like you can follow it and be like, okay, well I can learn from this, you know? It's kind of like how I treat JoJo characters, you know? When I look at JoJo characters, I'm always thinking like, yes, yes! And they are hot, but I'm not looking at them because I want to fuck them. I'm looking at them because, like, they're inspo shit, you know? What about, like, jacking it? Okay, are you guys ready for the next hottest take? Are you ready for the next hottest take? If you guys are jerking off to clothed e-thoughts, we need to have a conversation, okay? We need to have a conversation about this, okay? I just want you guys to know. Okay, listen. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm jaded because I'm 26. I'm old. I'm crusty, you know? All right? If I want to jerk off, I have the entire internet archive of every conceivable act and interaction that I can pull from. I can't fathom jerking off to admittedly well-staged cosplay lewds. Yeah, it is people daydreaming about her being their personal slutty girlfriend. That is true. That is true. That is true. Now, the only time it's acceptable to jerk off to clothed images of someone is if you know them personally. That's when it's okay. If you have the hots for somebody, okay, at that point, you can creep on their Facebook. No, in all seriousness though, I guess I just don't get it. Like, I guess I just don't get it. What is good porn for you? I mostly like drawn shit. To be fair, we've all done it. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever jerked off to I don't think I've ever jerked off to a clothed person. Now, mind you, and I should say, the thing that I'm criticizing here is the parasocial nature of this relationship. If you're jerking off to a clothed person because you just genuinely find that attractive, I think that's cool. Like, go for it, you know? There's like an innocence to that. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't get it. Okay, I got it. Okay. Oh, no? No? Okay, no. Does it have to hit the... Also no? Do I just have to wait? Oh. Okay. You missed my donation? No, I haven't. I just haven't gone over all the donations yet. But I plan on doing that soon. Canada lost the United Nations Security Council vote. Good news. You can me. Also got kicked over for anti-racist. I stand with Jack Meat. Oh, wait, what? Dude, Canada's wild. Thanks to the 10. Fucking wilding out over there. You are white, Billy Bo Joe Bobby, especially with that name. Thank you so much for the generosity. Hurry up. Hurry up. How long are you continuing this stream? For as long as I fucking want, jackass. Trying to control my behavior.
Thank God. Ricardo, I found them.
What do we do?
Now you've got to align the dishes to the Torrens position manually.
Check. I'm going outside.
Seems like as good a time as any to catch up on donos, huh? Everyone's favorite part of the stream. That's what makes me extra special. I love each and every one of you. Sake with a very kind 10 bucks. Give me a YouTube link.
No, Mr. Wright. You human. I object. No, Mr. Wright. You human.
Alright, that one got me. That was cute. Thank you, Sake. Get it? I object? Like I object? Okay, yeah. Live it mad with the $5. You should out my Google form. Gonna write an academic paper. Let me see. Oh, alt-right pipeline forum. How old were you when you first fell into the alt-right pipeline? I'm afraid I cannot. You have to make some edits to this, unfortunately, comrade. You have to form a selection bias to make sure that people who didn't fall into the alt-right pipeline don't fill this out. So you need to have a setting here like I did not or something like that. You also don't have a disclaimer at the beginning saying, if you have not fallen under the alt-right pipeline, then please do not take this survey or anything of the sort. So you got to make sure to go ahead and make those edits. I believe in you. Otherwise, the data you get is going to be polluted. Godspeed. What is your take on the generally bad faith agreement about letting the free market solve the police problem by privatization? The problem with the police is that they're not accountable to the public. Making them a private entity would make them less accountable to the public. I don't see any data that would fix the problem. Drunk Nihilism with a very kind 10 bucks. Sucks I didn't finish this before stream died, but regardless, behold, Destine and Vaux. Oh my god, it's animated. No way. My expectations are so high right now. Oh my god. Thank you, Drunk Nihilism. I really liked it. Here you go, chat. That's a linker if I've ever seen one. Whew. Oh boy. Lanty, sorry about your dad, comrade. Thank you for the $5. I love you. Maybe one day I'll debate him. Philip English, congrats on coming out as Pan. I'm glad you enjoy the content. I cannot sing style, Markinator. I'm very, very sorry. Xander Hall with the $5. The dude who made that post in your Reddit, shame me for me liking older women, is in chat malding hard about me right now. Pepe laugh. Yeah, that guy seems weird. He's kind of a weird guy. Dude, that bit though with like me as Smaug smashing Ornstein and absorbing his power. That's so god, dude. If I blow past Destiny in like online like engagement, which might well happen, then that's the picture perfect fucking accompaniment too, you know? So good. Thoughts on the coming Indian-Chinese war? I know nothing, Bob. Thoughts on Trump's executive order? Which one, Roto-san? He does one like every other day. What do you think about people who say white men shouldn't use the Karen insult? Pretty cringe, IMO. Wait, this is the stupidest take I've ever seen in my life. Karen is meant for white women who wield white supremacy to maintain their superior status. Its purpose is to disarm them and knock them down a peg. White men already occupy a higher societal status, and if they say Karen, they're just weaponizing it in service of the patriarchy. What? That is a really stupid take. Holy fuck. First of all, if a black man calls a white woman Karen, there is still an element of misogyny in there, okay? The misogyny element is not gone, all right? Second of all, what if you're a white dude calling a white woman Karen because the white woman is being bigoted against black people? Are you really just weaponizing it in the service of patriarchy then, or are you just using it for the same reason people of color would? This is a really dumb, reductive argument. Yeah, glad in 2020, everyone gets to take their own shot at, like, their fucking woke interpretation of the social dynamics surrounding the use of the word Karen. I am not a fan of the Red Scare podcast, Captain ACAB. That is all I will say at the moment. Theropunk, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Good luck with your turf and swarf friends, my Deuterino. Get him. Get him! Kalapaiwa with the $23 Australian, thank you. The police here responded to a domestic violence call. They violently arrested a random indigenous kid on a bike and didn't even visit a caller. Ha! That's a cop moment right there. That's a piggy moment right there. Fucking somebody called a domestic. They're driving over. They just see like a brown kid on a fucking unicycle somewhere, and they just fucking beat the shit out of that kid. Don't even go to the house. It fits perfectly. Rockstar Miota, thanks to tier 1 sub. Love you too. Chelsea Com could not possibly agree more. Health problem over criminal problem. Mask of the Red Death with the $15. My friend called the police to make sure a homeless person hadn't aspirated on his own vomit, and when they got there, they beat him up and put him in jail for being drunk. Never again. Yep. Never ever call the police on fucking especially black or homeless people unless they are legitimately like committing a violent crime at that moment. If they're doing a rape or a murder or some shit, then fucking go for it, I guess. But unless they've reached that threshold, probably should not be. Maybe, Bob. Chewy out the tier 1 sub. Thank you, comrade. Quiznotch, the $10. Thank you so much. I agree. That debate was classism incarnate. 100%. Imperial General with the $10. People like this and a ton of Christians don't believe social ills can be solved and are moral failings. So why even try fixing them when it's destined to fail? Yep, just hyper-individualism. The Protestant work ethic plus neoliberalism. The brain rot. Yeah, true, Rubber. Thank you so much for the tier 2 sub. Quiznotch, no problem. Thanks to the tier 2 sub. Glad you liked the water bottle tip. Sake with the incredibly kind $20 and another gem was born.
Your leftist ass like corn on the cob.
We've heard this one, Sake. Wait, Sake, didn't you link this to me before? This one specifically before? Can you believe this was only like a month ago?
Ready? I will eat your ass. Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like size it up, I'm gonna haul him up by chain. Chop his ass up, size it up, I'm gonna haul him up by chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass.
That's enough. I have a feeling I'm gonna get copyright striked for that somehow. Also, guys, check it out. 122,000. We're still getting around 2,000 a day. How does that work? I'm not entirely sure. But we're getting up there. 2,000 a day. That's a fast rate of growth right there. Panic Cake, thank you so much for the $10. I love you too. Okay, did that one? Oh, it's so much better being able to respond to donations during the actual stream because it means I don't have to spend so much time. Such. Quack Quack Attack, you don't need to find any resources that the Bible was fairly socialist. It doesn't matter to me. The superstition is my main issue. If there are Christians who want to behave like well, then that's fine, and I won't challenge their faith unless like it specifically comes up. But yeah. Sake Tanuki with very kind $10. I guess it took coronavirus to get the right to go mask off. Not throwing those hits out, Sake. Thank you so goddamn much. Sigh with the $2. Weird Champ, imagine being a 3 IQ coward, not acknowledging that Jesus was a trans man and a gay polycule with the 12 apostles, trans poly bussy rights. Very true. Also, bussy means butt pussy. Let's be inclusive. It doesn't mean boy pussy, okay? It means butt pussy. Adam, thanks to Tier 1 sub. Chancellor Palpatine, I love you too. Thanks to the $5. Wolf Shadowhill with the 666. I came here from Paul. I'd love to have a convo with you, but we agree on too much. However, what you want to be done with your body when you die, as I am a mortician. I mean, I'm an organ donor, so that's what my body's going up to. I got to donate my cock to medical science, you know, so they can figure out what's going on down there, how they got so much meat packed in there. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, you probably agree. Sauerkraus with the $10. Appreciate the effort you put into explaining your stances. By the way, when is the merch coming? I have no idea. Here's the issue, guys. Here's the real thing, okay? I already have no free time at all, and I don't want to fucking put more work on anyone else, okay? So if we're doing merch, here's what we're doing. We're either committing 100% to unethical production, and we're getting $20 t-shirts mass-produced from some factory in China, or, alternatively, I shelf this off to some big brain ethical institute, and you guys get to pay $55 for a t-shirt. I'll talk about it one day on stream, like a proper politics stream, maybe tomorrow. Coke Fork with the $10. I find it interesting you don't understand TikTok or Zoomers. The way you talk and frame your ideology is really soundbitey and loud. 10 out of 10 IMO. Listen, I get some parts of Zoomer culture, and honestly, I'm a little bit more aware of Zoomer culture than I let on. I think it's fun to play up the boomer element, but there's always going to be a little bit of a culture shock when you adopt yourself to an entirely new platform, you know? Man, yeah, we're at like... It's actually like crazy how quickly the bibbity bobbity booped, you know? The zip zabby. Yeah, 35,000. It's 35,000, not 40,000. 35,000 followers. Damn, dude. It took me 8 months to get that far on YouTube, but I got that in a week on TikTok. After Nick Video's debate, it's probably going to double. We'll see. Almost done. Zamsedge with the incredibly kind $20. Thank you so much. D&D Next subreddit losing their shit about removing racial bonuses. I argue it aids race realism. Thoughts? I think there's a way to acknowledge the possibility that orcs, humans, and Triton might have different racial characteristics without enabling the idea that races have those same differences, you know? I don't know. Yeah, that seems... Yeah, they should be called species or ancestry or something, not race. Human subraces are coded? Yeah, okay, maybe human subraces can all have, like, the same basic thing, except for cultural differences, but... I hate how orcs are inherently evil. Yeah, well, they're not in my campaign, so... Nice. Nice meme. Still a few donos, but I want to get back to the game. We'll get to those soon, and let's kick it. Let's get it started hot. Let's get R-slurred in here. Whoa, edgy. What's your favorite Warhammer Total War race to play? So far I feel like the dwarves have probably been my favorite. They were my first. I like highly defensive playstyles. That's my shit. I like highly defensive playstyles. I don't like mobility that much. I don't like cavalry that much. I like artillery. I like guns. I really want to get into the Vampire Coast, but the whole disposability of units things feels really, really weird. I also want to get into Tomb Kings, but they have the same issue. I did enjoy playing High Elves quite a bit, which I mostly played with Sisters of Avalorn and Bolt Throwers. And, well, I did plenty of magic, too. Magic isn't necessarily offensive. And I'm right now trying the Empire. Thought I would just play some Balthazar Guild. I am supreme. Will I play Silksong when it comes out? Fuck yes, absolutely. I really like the aesthetic of the Vampire Coast, though. So beautiful. Yeah, Lord Insectoid, it glitched. I can upload it, I guess. We're going out. Excuse me. Are you guys ready to hear the hottest take ever in all of history? Ninjas are cringe and overplayed. Pirates are based and have not had nearly enough good media made on them. Not even close to enough. One Piece, Fosh? Yes, we get it. There's one anime. Listen, when I say pirates, okay? When I say pirates, I don't mean fucking One Piece. Like a 12-year-old kid. I want to be the best pirate going around and solving people's problems or some shit, okay? I mean like actual, I want some sick, oh god, we're talking about it now. Listen up, okay? For all of the flaws in it, the original Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy was aesthetically phenomenal. Phenomenal. The first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was excellent. I don't care what people talk about, okay? I do not care what people talk about. But even for 2 and 3, which admittedly the story took a shit in itself, but for 2 and 3, the aesthetic of Davy Jones, holy fuck. But you know what I want? I don't want the comedy, okay? Take away the comedy, all right? Rip it away from me, all right? I want a real black-hearted drama in the lieu of the aesthetic of Davy Jones' Locker, okay? I want a fantastical, a mythicized pirate story. I don't care who the protag is. I don't care if it's the Empire. I don't care if it's the fucking the mercantile trade unions. I don't care if it's the pirates. Oh god, dude, can you just imagine? Imagine the aesthetic. Imagine the aesthetic, okay? First of all, the Kraken way the fuck bigger, okay? Oh man, you're fucking I can just envision the shot, okay? First of all, the ships need to be bigger, okay? Davy Jones' ship can't be like a regular fucking battleship, okay? Imagine, okay? Imagine you're in the West Indies. You're part of an imperial trade ship. You've got a fleet with you. The waters are rocky. The storm, the lightning crashes against the frothing waves. You can barely see the fucking the fucking spyglass you're using. The ship is shaking so much you can barely get a clear look. And then silhouetted by a flash of lightning in the distance, you see a mountain, the land that you've been looking for now for weeks. But then, as the lightning crackles across the sky and the light reflects off the water that's frothing between you and the landmass, you recognize that's not in fact an island. That's not a mountain. Those are the black sails of Davy Jones' ship. Colossal, like a leviathan, a quarter-mile long. Like a fucking Titanic. A floating fortress. The Kraken is dead, though? Well, the Kraken is dead today. Obviously, back then, the Kraken was still alive. Is Avatar an anime? Yes. Ooh, spacewalk. Oh, that's space debris. Nice. In real life, I'm pretty sure this would be moving at, like, bullet speeds. Okay, sorry. I just want to clarify. The reason why I said all of that, the reason why I rambled about that is because I had a thought back when I first watched the Pirates of the Caribbean that the coolest possible Davy Jones like warship wouldn't be a ship at all. It would actually just be a naval base built on the back of the Kraken, whose tentacles are so long that it reaches down to the very bottom of the ocean floor. Like the Kraken is literally like the size of like an island chain, and it just walks along the bottom of the seafloor with a landmass sized back upon which they've built a mobile fortress that they use to pillage the seas, or something like that. So Cthulhu, but a base? Yeah, basically. One of the, I've said this before. Oh, thank you. I'll check that out in a sec. I've said this before, but one of the things that I've always really liked, like as a narrative device, is the war between militant technological adventurism and like old world mysticism. In a lot of ways, that kind of is what the original trilogy of Pirates of the Caribbean was. If you actually follow the story and like actually care about it, the Empire, the East India Trading Company and the imperial ships that come with it were slowly encroaching on the East Indies, on the Caribbean. And the story is about all of the magic in the world being stamped out by the overwhelming strength of the Empire. When things start out, there's still mysticism to piratery. The Black Pearl still exists. Davy Jones and his crew, shepherd people from one end of the map to the other. There's still, the Pieces of Eight, the Pirates Cove, everything, Callista, like the whole 9 yards of magic. But all of it is being squashed underneath the heel of the, of the Empire. And that would be kind of a good story, right? Because imagine if it is like 1700s Earth, and everyone's like, yes, we're exploring the world, haha, colonialism, yes, and then you realize that one of the myths of which you've long been aware is actually true. There actually is a Davy Jones. There's literally like a legendary warlord who patrols the Atlantic Ocean. And this entity is responsible, like this entity probably over the millennia has been responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. Like, at that point, like, I don't know, a narrative where like you're trying to like take on this like mega fleet, or like the Kraken that's so large that it could strangle like the shores of London if it were to beach itself. If you could like, I don't know, have a narrative about like, oh shit, we're gonna need warships, like hundreds of them. I don't know. There's room, okay? There's room there. Kinda dark in here, huh? Yeah, Kraken is basically just like a mythical, like, weapon of mass destruction. How did Cthulhu get popular? I mean, from Lovecraft, right? Ooh, one kind of spooky. Power up lamplight. There. Oh. Do you like Krakens in 5e? I just homebrewed my own Kraken in 5e. Well, I can't spoil anything because Hyena is listening and Hyena is in the campaign. I'm pretty sure that Hyena's brief knowledge of the Kraken exceeds the dimensions laid out by the official monster guide. her daughter. Is Avatar a shonen? Yeah, totally. Oh, Flever, we can talk if we talk. I just have no free time, so I can't really commit it to talking with anyone. Do you allow homebrew Rule of Cool in your sessions? Homebrew and Rule of Cool are not the same things. But yeah, I homebrew fucking everything in my session. Yeah, for sure. Fuck official rules. Do you think Lovecraftian horror and pirates can work out well together plot-wise? No, 100%. Yeah, that's the best place for it to work together. Kraken is a Lovecraftian monster that's inextricably associated with piratery. Yeah, 100%. It's perfect. We still haven't explored the deep ocean. It's terrifying. The deep ocean is fucking horrifying. Can you imagine if you were just plopped to a random place in the deep ocean? No light, no sound but the deep thrumming of the waves below and the currents around you. Nothing in any direction. At least in space, you have the stars. Yeah, we've been to the moon more than the bottom of the ocean, that's true. Oh, I don't know, Tristan. Yeah, Subnautica, spooky. What do you think Davy Jones will do in Pirates 6? I don't know, I didn't see 5. 4 was terrible. God damn it, where am I going? Kinda like just being out here. I'm vibing. Have I ever streamed Subnautica? Nah, but I'll do it to below 0. Wait, which coordinates? Vosh net worth, look it up, he's a scam artist? Wait, is somebody doing a weird post on my net worth? How would they even know that? YouTuber. The channel's net worth as of October 2019 is about $120,000. I don't think I made that much money by then. By October 2019? That's so long ago. I have way more money than that now. Are there websites that estimate this? Okay, this website says it's under review. Oh no. Oh no, our internet's doing it again. What the fuck? We doing this again? I might have to contact my ISP. Is White Nervosa here? Or Mythal? Either of my tech people here? Huh. Huh, interesting. I don't actually know. How to know if you're being DDoSed. Hold on, let me see if there are any outages or service issues in my area. That would be